Hello, I'm Danny Dehick, and this is another exciting adventure with Hyperverse leadership meetings. And today, have I got a special event for you. We have a power couple that have actually scammed already made my first mistake. Glad I got that over with, but $24 million using Hyperverse or Hyperfun, and they've managed to get that out of people. And I'm going to show you some photos of them enjoying the loot. And I'm also going to show you some really interesting stuff that Keith's been doing near the end of this video, where he actually tells people off that if they're not in these leadership meetings and they want to ask questions about training, they need to get up to speed, and he gets really grumpy, which is quite interesting. Anyway, what I wanted to say is a bit of housework here. I'm here to expose scams, online scams. If you look through my videos, you'll see I've done quite a few, focusing a lot on Hyperverse, which is now molded into HyperNation. And it's like Coronation Street, I can tell you. But what really blows me away are these people that seem to think they are successful because they've made a lot of money. And the stories that you'll hear are quite breathtaking in a way. Because they lost their job or got made redundant, they've gone out there in a renegade and decided, is there any other ways that I can make a living? Regardless of ethics, morals, they have been scamming people. They have been selling half-truths to people to build their wealth, and they've certainly got wealthy from it. So I'm on a crusade at the moment. If you had a look at my last leadership meeting, I pulled apart Des Amy. And Des Amy was really pumped up a lot by Keith, and I showed that there were so many half-truths and not accurate information that they're feeding you guys. So do check out my other video about Des Amy, about 5 videos back from this one. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you really want to help me fight these scammers, hit the like button. It helps send out these videos to the masses. Now, 50% of my traffic actually comes from YouTube, promoting my videos within YouTube. So, you know, when you're watching YouTube and they suggest you watch the video next, if you hit like, that helps that, and it helps get it out there. So that's doing your part to help fight scam. I have got some interesting sound effects along the way. I am home alone, and I have to tell you a funny story. I cooked myself dinner tonight, made my famous risotto, which I cooked while I was doing one of these voiceovers. And instead of putting curry powder in, I put chili powder in, and it was a hot meal. But anyway, I thought I'd share that to you. A cooking disaster. I got halfway through it, couldn't eat anymore. And I can normally get down a pretty hot meal. All right, so this is the Boss Bitcoin Bosses. And this is the couple that are going to sit here and basically tell you how they will climb over anyone and anything to actually get where they want to get going. So I'm going to let Keith introduce. Now, funny enough, since I've been doing these videos, Keith has finally lost his nerve and maybe not done such a big introduction like he does. But once again, Keith has to tell us about his sister or his auntie's birthday and celebrations and how wonderful life is. But as I said, if you look at the title of the video, at the very end, there's a more button. And if that drops down, you'll actually see show notes. And in there, I put timestamps along the way. And I try to highlight different parts of the video that are very interesting. Before I get started, though, I would actually like to talk about my picture that I've done. So I'll get my hand right. So this one here. So first of all, you can see Brenda Chunder in there. She actually introduced the power couple, who actually, and they're in Brenda Chunder's team. And they're all religious people, and they do seem to be going after the black community. So if you're black and you're religious and you have a faith in God, watch out, because these guys are coming after you, dressed up in sheep's clothing, but they're actually vicious wolves. Now, what else have we got in here? So these two couples are VIP 5s. And we've got, it's Jesus or God, and you can see the wee logos that we've got there of Hyperverse and HyperNation. And then if you look at what the heck logo, point the right way, Danny, that's really tricky to do that logo there, you can actually see all the people that are VIP 5s. Now, each of those VIP 5s have theoretically introduced over 2,000 people. And I worked out the other day, if you want to know, that 2,000 people times the minimum that you can use to sign up, which is $400, So that actually adds up to each one of those VIP5s have actually scammed 2,000 people and brought into Hyperverse $8 million. And if you times that by, and this is where I always get confused, if you times that by 500, you get $4 billion. Now that's only if they've invested the minimum. It used to be 300, it went up to 400, but many people I know have invested like 3,000, 5,000 or more. So this is probably, in my opinion, a $10 billion scam. And now they've thrown Kalpesh Patel under the bus, and these guys used to be under Kalpesh Patel, and there's a lot of lost sheep out there at the moment who don't have a leader because Kalpesh has taken off. Now what he had been alleged that he did was he introduced people into Hyperverse and suggested that they create 21 accounts, and then they would get 50, 100 and more paid just from the referral fee that you get from referring people. And this is the reason they reckon Hyperverse fell over. Other than that, Hyperverse was doing wonderfully and there was no problems. But that's the background story. So every time they talk about a guy and they don't mention his name, they're actually talking about Kalpesh, but I'll pick it up along the way. So I hope I've done everything. You've got a picture of a brain. Boy, this is confusing. A brain, and we're going to have Slay, which is the Dragon Slayer. That's what I'm going to call him. He's going to talk about how you don't use all your brain at the same time. You're going to use different parts of your brain, but you need to live in Wonderland and have a beautiful picture of where you want to go and really visualize that and use that part of your brain. You can see they've got a lovely car. I've got a photo here. Oh, what the hell? Let's go into it now. Let's show you some of the lifestyle that these two have had. First of all, a bit of a warning. These videos are password protected for members only viewing. So please do not share my videos. You do not have permission to repost my videos or any other on YouTube or any other social media. And if you've done this, could you please remove them? That's my official warning. So this is not their helicopter. This is them having a cuddle in front of a helicopter parked up somewhere. That's one of those shots where, did they go for a flight in the helicopter? Or did they, like, land in the helicopter? Who knows? Anyway, that's that logo. I don't know what you were wearing there. Now, I've gotten your name already, but I'll probably have it right at the end of the show. But that's an unusual costume. Just saying. It doesn't look very flattering. And this is, really worried about our health. He's got looks like a N95 mask there. Hasn't got one for the wife. Oops, it stopped. I'm going the wrong way. We'll have to go back through here. Oh, there we go. Here's the power couple. This is the one that you can see in the background of the picture. And this is basically them enjoying life and getting out there and spending your loot. There's a lovely Mercedes, happy couple, good power shot. Look at that. I bet those glasses are about $15,000 each. Oh, there they are, Las Vegas. Even I've been there as a peasant. It was good. I was cleaning the streets, sweeping the streets, and emptying the rubbish tins on the strip. It was great. There's a lovely dress. I really do like that one. Look at the designer bag. Hey, Louis Vuitton. Is that what you call it? I'm not used to those big words. And there's the car that they bought with your money. So isn't that awesome? I don't know where that is. I have no idea, but it's obviously out and about. They've got some nice clothes, looking really flash. So well done, you guys. That's the last of that. I might bring them in later on, but let's go back to the show and let's get Keith going. Keith, away you go. Take it over to you.
Welcome to Leadership Training on a Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Keith Williams, and we have an action-packed leadership training
once again
for you today. I'm excited. I don't know if you are, but I'm truly excited.
Oh,
we've got fabulous.
Keith is always excited, isn't he?
Weather here in London. Again, I'm indoors in an office.
He's indoors and he's not too hot. He's going to give you a temperature report, birthdays and bar mitzvah. I can't even say it. Report. You know what I mean?
Here, but guess what? I'm going to be out this afternoon. It's my daughter.
It's his daughter's
sister's birthday today. So
birthday.
we have a short call today, maybe an hour and a half, maximum 2 hours, so I can enjoy the rest of the afternoon and evening with my sister, whose birthday is today. Anyone else sharing a birthday today? If you are, happy birthday to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us here from all around the world.
And New Zealand. I'm Danny. If you wonder where I'm from, New Zealand. And if you do have any tips, I want to, anyone that goes on to these leadership meetings and offers advice, I'm going to do a video about them. So think twice before Keith asks you to come along and do a presentation, because I'm going to go through everything I can and I'm going to do an in-depth video about you and you showing off that you have ripped off. Like this couple here, $24 million, and they're flaunting it to you. And last week, or the week before, we've got Deers telling everyone that he has a flaw on this building that he has, and he finished up having a room that he rents per month from Regis, and how he is speaking to Parliament. Oh, go watch my other video. It was quite long, but it was a really goodie. And ironically, when I got to showing who owns the company, when I got to showing you where he lives in his house, I got a privacy complaint from YouTube, and they had given me 3 parts of that video. Well, not they, but I've had 3 complaints about privacy breaches on that video. And I went back and said all the information that I have gathered is publicly broadcasted on the internet, and YouTube wrote back and said, not a problem, we've had a good look at what you're doing and we agree with you and your video stands strong. So, you know, remember that when you get on these leadership meetings, they get out on the internet. Once they're out on the public domain, you haven't got a shit show in hell of stopping them. And the other thing, if you are going into these Zoom meetings, I would recommend that you change your real name to a made-up name, because people are literally using these videos to go after the people that are committing these crimes. One of the persons that's going down at the moment is Bitcoin Rodney. They're actively after him, and I've been helping people with some information about him, and they are using these videos to convict him of a crime. This is obviously a Ponzi scheme, and people are using it to get rich quick. It's illegal, okay? So that means you can't participate in it. When you're in these Zoom meetings and you first get in there, Zoom have this wee recording that comes up and says the room is being recorded. If you read the terms and conditions of what Zoom have, once you have agreed to stay in that room and it's being recorded, it's public information. Did you know that? Well, you do now.
Maxed out, yes, again. This is your leadership feast on a Saturday. As I said, you guys wake up on the East Coast or on the West Coast, and this is what you look forward to on a Saturday. We enjoy.
What a way to waste a Saturday morning.
Here in Europe, Saturday afternoon. And those of you just before you go to bed, this is a great tonic for you to have.
A tonic. Took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know that gypsy with the gold cap tooth. She's got a pad down 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. I told her I were a flop with chicks. She said that's the last time I remember the word tonic being used, Keith. And don't make me sing again.
And take to bed with you. Leadership is awesome. I'm really excited about the couple I'm going to introduce you to today. So before we get straight into it, because we are going to go straight into the training, I just want to double check that my co-host is there. Dee, are you there? Because you're
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
How are you, my friend?
Yeah, all good. I was just looking at Sly's. His audio's not connected, so I was just texting him.
Oh, no worries. Okay, we'll get that going.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, Keith. My audio is going good, and I can do all sorts of things. One sound I do want you to get used to. All right, here it goes. That is jail. That's the door shutting. Once again, don't you worry, mate. You'll be all right.
When we're ready, we'll just do the spotlights. What a power couple. We're a beautiful couple, absolute gorgeous couple, and what a power team they are. And they're going to cover a wonderful topic today. Now, we've been having series of meetings throughout the past couple of weeks. I've been helping the management with calls with leaders. So this is... I
love when they say they're having calls with leaders. That actually means they're chatting to them in text over Telegram, because no one's talking to anybody. And I've listened to this previously, and he says that he's actually got real information to tell you instead of just making shit up like he normally does.
Leadership call. Guys, there's a lot of information out there now, and please tap into your team, your upline, whoever's in your upline support line, and they should be getting together now with smaller meetings. I've been trying my hardest to get a lot of information out to you in the last couple of weeks. Most of you have been on calls anyway. Please check with your upline. There's a lot of information flying around now. good information, and it's direct from the company, not me just sort of saying some stuff. It's direct from the company.
Not me just saying some stuff. The real stuff. This is the real stuff from corporate. And did you meet them over Zoom? Did you go to Dubai to meet them? Wow. I've got some really interesting scams coming out soon. I've got this a real good one that's just come out. I've got this amazing video. But researching these scams, a lot of these scam leaders are actually just living in Dubai. So it's amazing. That's the place to go if you want to be a scammer. Or if you're Bitcoin Rodney, I would go to Dubai now. Just a bit of inside information, okay? Is there an elephant in the room, Keith?
As well, and there's a lot of transcripts that's out there, so please plug yourself in, make sure you're fully aware and up to speed of what's going on with Hyper and the foreseeable future, next 2 to 6 months. So I want to thank each and every one of you who joined on these calls. It's been amazing, hard work, but really, really good, and a lot of questions have been answered as well. So that being said, this is leadership. So today we're not going to do any support information, no support. It's not.
Wait until you go to the end. I'll put a timeline in it, but he gets really grumpy with people who want support. He's getting really grumpy with people who want to know where their money is. And he's getting really grumpy with people not understanding how they can't get their money out. And he's getting really grumpy with people who are getting fed up without being able to get their money out. Oh, it's all about the money. No, you're not here for the money, I hope. You're here for the community. And these training videos that they put out, these are brilliant. You're going to learn so much. You should be grateful that you have learned so much. I did a video about my mate Mark Gardner, who's an Aussie. He tells me he's got $83,000 in his Hyperverse account. He still thinks that Hyperverse have a good heart. And he still thinks that they're going to come up with a way to get his $83,000 out. I can't believe you guys believe this crap.
No technical call at all. This is just for leadership. So sit back and enjoy. Get yourself a notepad and a pen, please, so that you can actually make some notes today. We will have the recording. We will have the recording on Danny D. Heck's YouTube channel. And if you could please subscribe and hit the like button, it makes such a huge difference. Not much to ask. It's 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday or Wednesday, no, Tuesday. And I'm doing this video. I've tried to get myself in the right mindset all day long. That cricket won't shut up. So, you know, but please hit that like button. And these recordings are out regularly. And if you want access to them, just let me know. Okay, Keith? Available to you as well within the next 24 hours. But make as many notes as you can. Everyone has an upline. You need to find out who your upline is. There's no such thing as I don't have an upline.
Wow. I used to have Kalpesh Patel as my upline. So how do I get in touch with my upline if he's disappeared? Can you please explain that, Keith?
You will have an upline. Even if you go all the way to the top, you will have an upline. It's for you to find out.
Who's at the top? Keith? Bitcoin Rodney? Whoop, hold on, we've got Bitcoin. Oh, we're going to get Bitcoin Rodney's effect. And then we've got Brenda Chunda. And everyone else has ran off with Kalpesh Patel.
Who is above your sponsor and further up in the line? There's got to be a VIP.
It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
4 or 5 star above you somewhere.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
In your line, you must be on a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group. So you should find out who's above you guys. Okay, so I'll leave that for you to figure that out. But I want us to just enjoy training today. It's going to be powerful. I love the topic today.
Has it ever not been powerful?
What I'm going to ask right now is if we can spotlight this beautiful couple, Ronnette and Sly Corley, great, powerful couple, tremendous leaders here within Hyper. How are you getting on, Dale?
Yeah.
On the screen.
It jumps off.
Is.
Let me do it again.
That's it, lady who took my
I
money.
need to have his camera on. Okay, let me do it. I'll add spotlight. There you are. There you are. And the 3 of us are here. There you are. All on one screen. See, I'm doing
I think somebody was.
Actually, I'm just going to clap. So if you're wearing earmuffs, just tune the sound a wee bit. Okay. I do that so I can match up the audio better. You carry on. Don't wait for me.
lighting themselves.
What a powerful couple. You two, we've been trying to match our schedules over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I know you had a wonderful weekend last week. So I know you had, some things you had to deal with. So we've been waiting for weeks for you to come on. I've been waiting for weeks. We go back a long way. Well, Ronnette and I go back.
It's quite ironic. The wee logo I put on there saying scam alerts on Keith's forehead.
A long way, because in a previous company a couple of decades ago, over 20 years ago, Sly, she remembered myself and Mr. Clayton Ford in another program in which we did amazing work there and helped that company, which is still going today. Great company in the telecoms arena, and Ronnette was part of a powerful team. One of my old mentors, a gentleman called Montreal.
Just to get on, go on the bandwagon, every time I do these leadership meetings, they have question and answers at the end. And I think for the last, 6 or 8 times, is it Ronnette and Sly? They are always in the first 5 or 10 people to actually come along and ask questions, because they just keep feeding out the same 10 people every week. It's like it's a circus performance, and then at the very end they usually let 3 or 4 people that haven't spoke before come on. It's just all rigged. This is all propaganda. This is like puppets on a string, misleading you, inaccurate information about the community. And the comments I am getting on my YouTube channel these days are friggin' awesome. So please do leave a comment of support. It really does make a difference, even if it's like, I like your dog, or you made me laugh, or quote. And also, one other thing you can do to make it more interesting, if you're looking at a certain part of the video and you want to have the timestamp in it that you're talking about, you just look at the time on the video and you literally just go 00:00:00 and put the time that you're talking about. And when you click on that, it creates a hyperlink and takes you to the exact moment in the video. And it's quite cool if you're chatting about something, because then when I'm reading your messages, I just click on that and away we go. Anyway, back to this couple. I mean, when you think about it, these people have obviously made millions of dollars from Hyperverse, and they seem to think they are a successful power couple. And if you met them in the street and said, how you're doing, and congratulations on your flash car, or your nice house, or you're on holiday in Phuket, whatever it is, and they would probably tell you they made their money from crypto, which is a lie. 100% lie, really, isn't it? Because they've actually made their money from encouraging people to buy membership plans and getting referrals fees from a known Ponzi scheme. So they actually got their money from Ponzi scheme promoting. And just so happens that they used the blockchain and crypto to obviously buy these memberships, what the people did, and that's the connection. But they are not crypto millionaires. They are Ponzi scheme millionaires. They have been misleading people, doing illegal activities to get rich, and they will do anything to get rich. I think personally, you guys will be watching this video, because I know you do, because every week you're trying to stop me getting these videos. I think you two are disgusting people. I'm sure you've got a good heart and you're nice to go out for a dinner with, but you have sat there and you think, we have changed people's lives. We have done good for people. Oops, spitting. Hold it. But you haven't, because people put their money in. I spoke to one guy from Australia the other day who was 70 years of age, and he put $3,000 in. That was all he had. Now, you might say, only invest in what you're prepared to lose. And we're not offering an investment opportunity. We're not. You say that you're not providing financial advice, but you are. And you're saying it's not really a Ponzi scheme because you're not using cash, but you are. It just makes me sick. So you guys are modern day thieves. You're like Bonnie and Clyde. That's who these people are. Anyway, I'm starting to rant. I won't talk too much. I'll let you listen and learn. Just don't get too wound up in it all, okay?
Jackson, a guy that I have tremendous amount of respect for. She was part of that team. So she saw us when we were like kids, really, myself, Mr. Ford, and our team from the UK. But we had a lot of fun in that program, Sly. We did a lot. We took a lot of notes. We did a lot of training. The weekends were brilliant. The conventions were outstanding. And I have a library of material. But I just want to hear from you guys and your journey here. Let me give the listeners some stats so that they're fully aware of who's going to present today. And when I saw these stats today, I thought, wow, what a powerful team you guys are. And what great results that you've produced. Now, your total sales volume. Now, when did you start? When was your start date, or should I say your registration date and your actual start date? Because that can be two different.
That's good, absolutely. So our enrollment date was January the 28th of 2021, but our start date was June 16th of 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay, so just over a year. How are you both anyway? You doing well? You look fabulous.
We're doing amazing. We're doing amazing.
So you've been in just over a year, correct? 2021,
Correct.
Last year.
Correct.
So I'm looking at your stats here.
Here we go.
Almost 24 million in total sales. Amazing. You've got VIP, 2 VIP 4s, which Sly, you are a VIP 4 as well, correct? So Ronnette, you.
Oh no, I've labeled them as VIP 5s. They must have just got in and started getting all that momentum going and then stopped. So they haven't quite got 2,000 people under their belt, but they were probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 1,500 people. Oh, so that's a bit interesting. So you're only VIP 4s. Oh, so you aren't big. Boy, they're getting desperate now then, aren't they? They're bringing out the people that aren't VIP 5s. I don't think I've actually heard anyone speak on the leadership meetings who aren't VIP 5s. But however, if you add you together, you're probably VIP 7s.
You must be a VIP 5, and Sly, you must be a VIP 4. Wow, I love that. I absolutely love that. You've got VIP 3s, 3 of them. You've got 7 VIP 2s, 3 VIP 1s, and a whole host of pros and experts throughout your entire team, correct?
Correct.
Wow. So guess what we're going to talk about today? Enjoying the journey. And we need that right now. I love that. We need to talk about enjoying the journey right now because the waters are a little bit choppy.
His name's Pixel and he's 10 weeks old. Are you 10 weeks old now? Yes.
We had calm waters before. We're all enjoying, life on the boat. It was brilliant. We're all on the decks enjoying the sun. But now we've got some clouds and it's a bit choppy out there. So we want some calm waters. So how do we enjoy the journey during these not so easy times right now? So I know you guys have got a lot of material. I said to take as long as you want. I'm looking forward to the training. I know that you guys are going to knock it out.
It's like so negative in the brain when you're doing this sort of stuff because you've got to sort of be upbeat. But I just keep looking at these people and thinking, you think you have a right to scam people. I think it's disgusting and it's just not good for the brain cell.
The training has been exceptional. I don't know if you've had a chance to jump on some of the previous weeks, but it has been exceptional. Wow. But I know you guys are going to, keep it up there, or maybe just top it. And that's what I like. Every single week, it's something different. And I'm looking forward to it. But you guys look fabulous. Dale, you're looking forward to it. I need to jump on.
Actually, I liked it when Kelpish and Keith were a team. They were a pretty awesome team, I must admit. And they were best friends and they were bosom buddies and all sorts of things, wasn't it? Until Kelpish allegedly decided to rip off the Ponzi scheme. Oops. Wonder where he's going to finish up. Oh, I love that gel button. That's so cool.
Leave you two to do what you do best, which is training. I haven't heard you guys train before, so this is going to be exciting as well for me as well as the others as well. And guys, if you want to drop a few messages into the chat,
go away, Keith.
As I said, we're
Thank
not
you,
doing any
Keith.
support,
Shut up,
no
Keith.
customer support, no,
go get ready for your birthday.
Questions, but if you want to drop a couple of things into the chat, that would be brilliant as well. But you guys have been well prepared for this because, as I said, we've had to put off a couple of dates. So I'm sure that the material you're going to deliver today, the information is going to be super powerful. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the next hour or so, guys, because that's part of the journey. I'm going to jump off now. I'm going to let you guys do what you do best.
Oh, shut up, Keith. Oh, go on. You have to hear me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. First and foremost, we definitely appreciate all that you do and, just allowing us to share and also just being the pillar of, someone who stands still, planted a flag, made a decision. And, as a result of that, we're all still here because we believe even bigger because you're here. And also to our queen of hyper, cannot not mention her, which is Miss Brenda Chunga,
Chunda.
the person who is actually, you know, not our sponsor, but you would think she.
Oh man, I got that wrong as well. And I've even done the picture in the background. As you look at the picture, I've got her sitting there on the $24 million because I thought she was the sponsor. It was so confusing, this downline stuff, like who introduced you? Oh, sorry about that. It's another 2 mistakes I've made. And there's going to be a few more, I think.
Was, right? Yeah, she's totally taken us under her wing. And
I figured it out. I know why I got it wrong. She's taken them under her wing because Kalpesh Patel stole everyone's money and is living in Dubai, and they were homeless. They didn't have a mummy and a daddy. And then they come along, the solo mum, which is, Brenda, said, I'll take you under my wing. And they said, oh, that's nice, mummy in the wing.
when we first met her, it was, reintroduced because we go back to another company prior. And so, but we were cross.
What was that company? Last week, Desmond said to me, I must tell you, I'll see if I can bring it up on the computer, but Desmond and I have been sending pictures to each other. He doesn't know who it is. Anyway, Desmond said last week, what did he say? I've forgotten now. I lost my train of thought with that excitement. I've forgotten. I'll come back to me. I'll come back.
And when we got a chance to just embrace her here, it just felt like home. And she took us in and we became pretty much friends / what they call family. And so we appreciate her as well. And definitely the community for all the support that you've given us throughout our time here. All the love and the comments and the generosity. And of course, to our team. We have to definitely mention our team because our team, they gelled with us and they.
I remembered now. When YouTube wrote me telling me that the privacy had been broken was the part when Des Amy actually said he used to be part of another company but didn't name it. And then Keith said, the other company, and it was MI Academy. And I put the banner up of MI Academy because I found out that's the other company. So I wonder what one these people were associated with. I'll see if I can find out. But anyway, obviously they're not allowed to publicize the fact that they're something. But anyway, I didn't get my video taken down because it was public information.
The vision, and they wrote it out and they're still writing it out. And I tell you, we love each and every one of you. We really do. And of course, which also should have been first, really is God, who's the head of our house and our lives. Because without him, none of this would be possible.
This actually makes me vomit. I don't know if you know me, but I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. I used to go to the meetings, to 5 meetings a week, and the elders used to get up on the stage and preach to us and brainwash us. I don't know if these guys have had NLP training, but basically it's a cult. It's a set. And these guys are preying on the community, black people, and people with faith. And they do it in the name of God. And they're claiming to be sheep, but they're actually wolves dressed with sheep's cloaking. It's in the Bible. It must be true. And I just can't stand the fact that I don't have any belief now, which a lot of people do who watch this. And I don't have any prejudice really against anyone's belief. Well, I honestly don't. But when you start preaching it or trying to manipulate people into your way of thinking, or it's a highway and you're using the good book, the Bible, as your guiding stick, and then you come in here and you defraud people out of $24 million and claim that you're a good Christian person. Now, Sly is going to get into a real rant in about 20 minutes, and he's going to tell you how you need to go after money no matter what. And he's just like one of those elders that used to be in the church at the top, pushing it down your throat and telling you how to make him more wealthy. It's disgusting, Sly. And I'm going to get a name right. Ronnette? I think it's Ronnette. Maybe wrong. Who cares? Anyway, carry on. Tell us about your faith in God.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get into enjoy the journey. That was a topic that was chosen because, heck, what else is there to do?
Yep, you only got scamming to do in life, nothing else. Make money, scam people, and go out for dinner.
Right? You're going to be on this journey. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So
that's repeated jargon.
There's only one or two ways you can go down this road called life. You can either drag yourself down, get more gray hairs, ticked off, unhappy, mad, or you can just, dance down the aisle and just know that all is going to be well.
Praise the Lord.
And if you look back in time, you will see all has always been well. Sometimes when in the current moment, we have a short memory in remembering how we've come through this life, and things have always showed up in our lives that show that everything is going to be fine. And it always propel us to another level. See, I don't believe there's bad moments. I believe there's learning moments. You have great moments and then you learn. And those learning moments are nothing but a trampoline to propel you to the next level. We call them so that moments. That's what my husband, call them. And I love that. Why? Because, this had to happen so that, right? So there's so that moments. I'm going to take you down memory lane just so you can, maybe recall some things in your own life. See, I grew up and have loving parents. I'm the eldest of four. And I was, taught all my life, go to school, get a good education, get a good job. I'm sure you guys all have heard that mantra, right? And so that's actually what I did. I'm actually the first grandchild on both sides of the family. So there was somewhat pressure, right, to do the right thing. And so consequently, the vision that my parents had for me, I had that same vision. I wanted to go out there and do the right thing and, become that college graduate, because that mantra was just put into me over and over and over again. That's what you have to do. I was in a very fortunate position because
I had to knock on people's doors and tell them, let's go, knock, knock, knock. And I'd open the door and say, hello, little boy. And I'd go, hi, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I wondered if you're interested in the Watch Chart and Awake magazines. And they go, oh, no, I'm not interested, little boy. And I go, okay, then. Is it Jehovah's Witnesses you're not interested in? Or is it religion? And they would go, out of politeness, they'd go, what's religion? And I go, I can understand why you would say that, because religion is responsible for a lot of the mayhem in the world at the moment. Wouldn't you agree? And they'd go, oh, well, yes. And then they go, can I show you a scripture to why that is the reason? And, we'd overcome the obstacles. And that's the same with this pyramid selling. Any obstacle that people have, any questions they can't answer, they push it on to the next person, or they kick you out of the Zoom meetings. So the same deal, really. And now she's just telling us that she did what her parents did, and I did what the parents did as well, because I was brainwashed as I was growing up into having to be part of a religious cult. Now, I don't want you guys to fall into the same thing. You watch these leadership meetings over and over again, and you're getting brainwashed, and you're getting, like, the word due diligence. Have you actually ever used that word in your life before you started watching these videos of people trying to encourage you to invest and buy membership plans? It's a new word, isn't it? Well, you know what I'm getting at.
Parents both, had really, really good jobs. My dad was an entrepreneur. My mom had a, really good job that had a really good pension during those days, right? And so we grew up, and at that time, really a middle-class household. We went to private schools, all the things you can imagine that usually you see people working for today. I grew up like that. And I went to school, got that education, went on to get that good job. And so remember, as a student, for me personally, I didn't have to work as a student because my parents were like, your only job is to go to school. So I was one of the fortunate few that didn't have to really have a job to work through college. So I did that. But remember, my mindset was I had summers off. So when I went into corporate America, what happened? Well, I noticed that I only got 2 weeks vacation.
Oh no, that's a sad story.
I noticed that they wanted me to be there at a certain time. See, I felt like as long as I arrived and I did my job, everything'd be good, right? My manager used to call me into the office every day and say, Ronnette, your job starts at 9 o'clock, not 8:30. But it was traffic. That's what I told her.
Sorry.
But she didn't really find that to be too funny, right? But I did a really good job there, but I knew I wasn't gonna be that long. Why? Because something inside of me just didn't fit. Actually, going through college, I was a pre-pharmacy student. I was going to be a pharmacist. And the only reason why I diverted from that and ended up eventually going into pharmaceutical sales, that's after that one job that I left that I just talked about, was because I always had a passion of wanting to be an entrepreneur. So I saw myself at that corner drugstore.
This is the stupid thing. Really is. So she's telling you that she is an entrepreneur. She's found something that she can sell and sold it to her friends and family, and then gone there and stood in front of audiences and done many Zoom meetings teaching people how to invest their money into Hyperverse, and now she thinks she's an entrepreneur. Unreal. That is not an entrepreneur. What else have you done?
You know, being able to serve the community. And that was my dream. That had been my dream.
So what are you doing now with your money that you've made? What things are you doing in the community?
Since age 12. And things changed. You had all these big chains, Walgreens, CVS, come into the marketplace. And they were pushing out those little corner drugstores. And so when I found that out, my dream shifted. Now, if I would have known what I know today, I would have continued on that path. Why? Because, you know, who knows? You never let someone take you off your path because of what it looks like out here, right? I could have been the one that could have made that difference, but everything happens for a reason. So at that time, what happened, I diverted to pharmaceutical sales because someone said, hey, listen, Ronnette, you're really good at, you know, being able to sell. So why don't you go ahead and do that? And you kind of have the best of both worlds. And I went down that path until I was micromanaged out. I remember the day. So I had a manager.
I think Mr. H has been talking about this been happening. She might have got replaced by an AI.
I absolutely loved. She was amazing. And what ended up happening is that she moved up in the chain, in the ladder of
Not the blockchain?
success. And then they brought a new manager in. And I went from, I had the best, I guess, dream job, if you're going to have one. I only saw my manager once every 3 months. And her attitude was, if you did your job, don't worry about me, as long as you do your job. We even had the same hairstylist.
Oh, that's lovely.
And she said, you know, Ronnette, I don't mind us going to the...
Is her name Ronnette? Have I got that right this time? Let me know in the chat box. Put comments. Please do. Ronnette? Yes? No?
Shop at this. I don't mind us going to the same hairdresser, but I don't want to be in the same shop at the same time. I don't think that's a good look. So I would call my stylist and say, hey, is Renee coming in today? And she would say no. And I would go in, you know, during work hours when I was done. So that relationship was really, really good. And then things changed when that other manager came in. When that other manager came in, I got micromanaged out.
Well, that's a dramatic story, and that would have really affected you mentally.
He wanted to micromanage everything. And you know what? The day I called and I quit, I did not care about 2 weeks notice. I didn't care about a referral. I didn't care about the time that I was there. All I knew is that I was having headaches every single day and I could not stop the headaches. And when I called him and told him I quit, He said, oh, great. 3 other people just did it before you. So that let me know it wasn't me, it was him. And later on, they fired him. And so what's my point? Well, of course, that was part of my journey. And I went on, and at that time, it was a very tough time. So I thought, right, in my life. Why? Because I just quit my job. I had just quit my job. It was one of the first jobs I had out of college. I was making a really, really nice income. And had I not got fired, I saw myself climbing that corporate ladder, not fired, but left and resigned. Had I not left, I saw myself climbing up that corporate ladder.
I'm going to go to the local hardware shop and get myself one of those corporate ladders. They sound like quite tricky to climb. I reckon I could figure it out.
But it didn't happen. Why? Because circumstances, though so that moment, caused me to venture off into something else. When I ventured off into something else, I said, wow, if I can do that for them, I can do that for myself. So I end up
magical
looking up some information, and I found a company. And that was the first time I was introduced to nutraceuticals.
Oh no, multi-level marketing. So that's what you used to do.
Was nothing but a network marketing company.
Ew.
It was an old company that had been around. I won't even say the name here.
Oh, nutraceuticals. Let me think. I'll think of it.
But I said, wow, they're doing pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals. If I can do that for them,
something life.
I can do that for me. And I can be my own boss. So I went out and started marketing the product.
New Skin, maybe that one.
And started sharing. And I went to the training.
Amway, maybe it was that one.
And all of a sudden I had an interruption.
Organo Coffee, maybe it was that one.
A good friend of mine called and said, hey, listen, I think
Tupperware, that was it, wasn't it? Tupperware.
You need to talk to my buddy. He's with the company, sort of like the one you're with, but it's in the telecom industry. And they're going to do some type of deal with deregulation of energy. You should take a look.
Melanuka, is that another one?
Hence, I went over to that company, and that was really my first experience in the industry of network marketing.
Because these people have to actually do these hard sales. They need you to look you in the eye, and they do sales training. And to get the sales over the line, I remember watching some of the leadership videos where Kalpish, he was really good at it. He's been doing it for, is it 27 years? Keith's been doing network marketing for 41 years. It'll be his birthday soon, and we'll hear about it at the beginning of the next meeting. But they really do go out for the sales, and they use their NLP training to get the sales no matter what. They don't care if they're selling shit from, was it shit from, hold up, we've got to have the sound. They don't care if they're selling the shit from an elephant's bum, or if they're selling the flies from Bangladesh, you know? That's what I'd just like to think. All right, stop that. Oh, it won't stop. All right, carry on. Sorry, I'm being a bit silly here, really, and I have to be serious, because people say to me, why don't you do a serious video? If you want a serious video, go to Project Frugal. Listen to my mate's 1 to 9 videos he's done on the whole length of this Hyper Colin Star Capital Group, but, whatever they are, all the names, Hyper Fund, Hyperverse, and now HyperNation, Blockchain Global, and you want the whole history of the whole thing and you want a real serious version, go and watch his videos. Well, they're not real serious, but how can you take this seriously anyway? But anyway, have to put the stuff in the middle of it so you guys don't fall asleep. And don't forget, if you click on the more button, there's timestamps and you can jump to the next section, because the one you really want to watch is her husband, because he's like Mr. Preacher Man, and he's getting out there and he gets really into it and he's down your throat, and at the end of it, you're either crying or you're motivated to go buy an NFT.
And direct sales, same company.
Direct sales, that's all these people do, you see, and that's what they're, the brilliant direct sale people, and that's what they've been trained to do with NLP training. Lethal. Million people scammed, they reckon.
Keith is talking about. I got so excited about that company because no one had ever showed me what it can look like to have true entrepreneurship and be in control of your own life, your own destiny. They told me I had to hit this position. You have to hit it in 30 days. You got to hit it. If you hit it in 30 days, that's going to set you.
That's my natural sound effect.
Look, I hit it in 30 days.
Wow.
I'm new. I'm excited. Right? I mean, it got so bad. My parents were like, if you prospect one more person at this restaurant, look, you're not going to be able to go out with us anymore. It got that bad. And so then they said, you hit this other position. You hit it in 90 days. I did it in 90 days. And so we were rocking and rolling. But guess what? Deregulation came into California, and the company had put all of their energy around the deregulation of energy. And that's where we went and took our team. Go get customers. My only thing was, listen, when they turn on the lights, every single day we're getting paid. Right? When they don't turn on the lights because they have that bill, we're still getting paid. Oh. So the team was fired up. I was fired up.
Obviously not like
we
HyperVerse.
Saw ourselves in true financial independence, and we just saw all the lights around that we were going to have customers in all those homes. But things shifted. Why did things shift? Well, because at the time they had to pull out of California with deregulation of energy. Now we're like stuck. What do we do?
Actually sounds quite depressing what she's basically saying. So she's basically saying that they didn't like her job, didn't like the corporate environment that she was working in, and now she's decided to go the other path, and that is corruption and steal from people and invest in Ponzi schemes and make her wealth that way and get involved in crypto. Okay.
Remember, I'm also new, and I had great leadership that was really levels away from me. So I wasn't working with anyone in particular that kind of share with me the ropes and just hold on and give me some of those nuggets that I needed to keep moving forward. So I started looking again. I knew I wanted to be independent.
Oh, but get to the point.
I knew that I could not go back to employment because I was so free. You can't cage an eagle.
My dog is falling asleep at my feet. He's had enough.
An eagle. You cannot cage an eagle, right? Eagles are meant to fly. I knew I had to do something else. And so one day I'm looking in the paper. You see how long ago that was, right? I said paper, and that was that was not a mistake. So I'm looking in the paper and I see an ad, and it talked about earn $75,000 plus a year, be your own boss, blah, 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 blah. And I believed it.
Oh, did you believe it? Now, there you go. Someone told her something and she believed it. Now, isn't that a turn of events, eh? Are you guys believing that HyperNation is the next thing to do with your money? Do you believe it?
I gave the number a call. The person would not tell me what it was, and I'm glad they didn't, because had they told me what it was, I would have said, I would have relied on my current thinking.
I'm just ringing
and
up
I would have
about
said, nope.
The ad I've seen in the paper, and I was just curious, is it for real? It is? Oh, okay then. I'll believe you. Good. All right then. Is it connected to any Ponzi scheme? It isn't? Oh, no. And is it an investment opportunity? It isn't? No. Oh, how do you make your money? You get rewards. We've switched out the word rewards instead of interest. Oh, well, that sounds really interesting.
Not for me. So I went down there. They went through the entire presentation and everything looks good up until the point they told me I was going to have to get my insurance license.
Oh, no way.
And I'm going, wow. So all this, but
can you fast forward this? Yes, you can, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to fast forward this, you can go to the notes within the YouTube video and you'll see that I have timestamps, and you can fast forward onto the next one, which is her husband, if you are getting a little bit bored. Okay, let's carry on though.
I have to get licensed. I went home to my parents and I said, listen,
Mom.
give me one more time. Give me one more time. Because see, my parents saw me going through this entrepreneur. My dad was okay. He kept saying, go, keep going. My mom was conditioned because she's had this good job many, many, many years. And she kept saying, why don't you just go ahead and apply where I'm at? And because of, your degree and everything you have going on, you'll move up right away. That is not what I wanted. I wanted to remain free. So then at that moment, because all the things that happened, I then got my insurance license and started my insurance practice. I started in health insurance. Today, I still have an insurance license. I will never let it expire. I still get calls from time to time and from people, from referrals. And I still have a small residual from that, right? But here's the deal. It took all of that to lead me. And that's when I found out, wow, residual income really does work, right? To really do something one time and get paid on it over and over and over.
That's the theory, kids. And the package they're trying to push down your throat or endorse is HyperNation. And that, yes, could give you a residual income, but only for a few months until they run out of money, because that's how Ponzi schemes work. And don't forget, the people at the top are the ones with the money, not the ones at the bottom. So if you're at the bottom and you think you're going to buy in now, you've already lost your money. In fact, you're feeding the monster and you're slaying the dragon. See what I did with that name, Slay?
And over again. So that had me really excited. Now, I'm going somewhere with all of this.
Oh, thank Christ.
Let's listen to this journey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blaspheme in a YouTube video. Sorry about that. Jesus.
You probably can relate to some of this in your own life.
No.
Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Oh, I've read that before in a book. Did you copy it?
So then what happens? I've vowed away from network marketing. You better not tell me anything about network marketing. I don't want to hear it. I am doing my insurance work.
Good girl.
Things are going good. I'm building up, some renewals. Don't tell me anything about network marketing because it works for only those people.
It's like saying to somebody who's won lotto, somebody who's bought a lotto ticket for every day in their life and only ever won $30 or $50. And then you get somebody who's won big time and now they love lotto. And all the people, you get what I'm saying.
It didn't work for me. That was my story. Now,
if you think about this too, while I'm interrupting, I might as well just keep going. 1 million people are meant to be involved. You can work it out because there's 500 VIP 5s and they've all recruited 2,000 people. That is 1 million. Even I know that. Yeah. Anyway, so that means there's 1 million people involved in Hyperverse. So out of the 500 people, they are all millionaires. So not everyone's going to get wealthy by listening to this lady because she's the millionaire already and she wants to get wealthy.
Fast forward a few years later, a number of years later.
I've got a sound for that.
I have a friend.
Get rid of the elevator
and that
music.
particular friend, he kind of tricked me back into the industry. And so he called me up one day and said, listen, I need for you to come to this presentation. I said, why? Why should I come to this presentation? The only reason why I went to the presentation, because I did him a favor. So for all of you who have friends who have not seen the information, lean on that personal relationship. I promise
Lean
you, that's
on
the
me.
only reason why I went. So I went and I saw this presentation. And the guy looked like a used car salesman. I mean, it was
cars.
horrible.
I sell cars.
And he was giving a spiel. And I saw all this juice laying out. I'm going, what is this? And he sat me right in the front.
Sorry, I thought the music was more interesting.
And I'm like,
come on,
I'm
mate.
not doing this.
It's 11:45 at night in New Zealand.
I'm not doing this at all.
I'm not doing this at all.
Now,
I've done a bit of public speaker training. You could have actually just said you've had 4 jobs, the systems failed you, and you got sick of it. You could have picked out, I want to leave you 3 main points why I left my corporate career. I got sick of corporate people treating us peasants like peasants, and you could have just rattled off a few names and done all this talking that you've just done over the last 20 minutes to waste everyone's time in their life. You could have just done a lot faster. Now we've heard 4 stories that we don't really want to hear. We don't really care about your background. We know you're a dirty, disgusting, bottom feeder, Ponzi scheme promoter, and we know that, we get that. And now you're trying to justify your actions. And I'm making it even worse for everyone who's listening to this, because you have to listen to me talking about how I don't agree with what you've done to make your money. Okay?
Let me go back because I missed the part.
No.
Before I went to the meeting, he had already signed me up.
Oh.
Right? And how he signed me up, because he called me up and told me that he was going to be doing some business deals and he needed $1,300.
Business time.
I said, why do you need $1,300? Now, mind you, I just don't give everybody $1,300 over the phone, but this person was very credible. He was a self-made millionaire in his 20s, and I trusted him.
Oh, everyone that's rich, you trust them.
When it came to business.
Business time.
So he said, okay. And he kept telling me all these different things. And I said, all right, no problem. I'll give you the $1,300. What is it for? He said, you know how I'll do. And then he started to fear lost me. Well, you know, if you don't want to be, you know how we roll. If you don't want to be in on this deal, Ronnette, it's okay. I said, no. I'll give it to you. Gave him $1,300 without really knowing what I was signing up for. So then this is what happened. The product ended up coming to the house.
Boom.
It was product in a box, came to the house.
Amway.
When it came to the house, I had to come to my parents' house because I know that oftentimes I'm not at home. It came to the house. I saw what it was. My dad told me what it was. When I found out what it was, I told my dad to prepare for that to go back. I don't want it. Consequently, in between time, I ended up going to that meeting and doing him a favor. And then I stopped my dad from sending it back. I said, don't send it back.
All right.
Because what happened that night,
Hold it.
I didn't see any.
All right, she's boring the hell out of me, and no doubt you. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself on a big screen, and it's around about an hour in, so I'm going to do this clap. I meant to edit this part out so you don't see that. When I clap, I'll get a spike in the sound file, and I can get my lips in sync because it go out of whatever. Anyway, if you know how to fix that, I'd really appreciate your help. But while she's raving on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my correspondence. Yeah, I'll just make sure I get this right. Oop. Okay, so we're going to multitask here because I'm male and we can do this. But if we go back to a big screen, she's going to carry on talking and I'm going to let you guys read the correspondence I had with Dev's Amy this morning, well, my morning, and we've been chatting to each other, and you can read the comments and all the. He's sent me a photo of him in his level floor. He talks about how he's on the top floor of a 50-story building, but his office is in the 37th floor. So he sent me a photo of him. He doesn't know he's actually chatting to Danny DeHeck, which is quite funny. Anyway, she's going to carry on, and if you get bored, then you can look at the pictures. Hold it.
Opportunity for myself whatsoever.
Here we go.
And so later on that evening, after the meeting was over, I said, I just don't see it. So then he said, let me show you some details. And he started doing some circles. He actually did a better presentation than the presenter. And he started breaking it down. He started actually painting the vision. See, the person in front of the room was just selling product. He was painting vision. I captured the vision that night, got back in the industry by a fluke from someone who was fooling me back into the industry, and been in the industry ever since. That was back in 2005. Once I got there, things took off. Now I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Our team took off. We were one of the fastest growing teams in that company. Lo and behold, it was a binary structure. And because it was a binary structure, as you guys know it, you build one side you get spillover. But here's the deal. My side, where I was building, was actually growing just as fast and almost outproducing the other side. And so I was just sending emails to the team that I knew I had. And somewhere, something in the back of my head said, listen, even though that other side is spillover, that's still part of your group. Why don't you send an email there? And I did.
Sorry.
About a PBR, or a private business reception that I was doing at somebody's house. I go and do that private business reception. Who comes to that private business reception?
Hitler.
The man who's going to speak right after I'm done.
Ooh.
Today is my husband.
Oh, are you
At
done?
that time, I didn't know him.
Oh.
And the only reason why he came to that private business reception is because he got an email and he was an orphan because his upline had already quit and gone.
Oh.
Now, had I not sent...
That sounds familiar. Like your upline was Kalpesh Patel. You put your trust in that guy, didn't you? Did you create 21 accounts as well? Because that's what he was advising people to do in India. You didn't do that? Now you hurry up now, finish up and let your husband speak because he's actually a bit more exciting to pull apart. Sorry about that, Sly. Didn't mean that. Nicest possible way.
that email.
Ooh, email.
He would have known that was taking place and he had help of someone that was going to help him. He came to that meeting. What I saw was someone who was hungry. There was no romantic feeling on either of our parts. It was all about being hungry, about wanting to change our life and impact the lives of others. We were vibing on that same accord. And so at that moment, we decided to take him on as an orphan. He said, I really want to run with this thing. We said, okay, come on, you can run with us. And that's what we did. And he and I became friends. He was friends with a lot of other, people who are here today that know us from back then. And we started building and going to work.
I thought she was going to do it. So
and during that journey, we actually then started dating later. And then today have been married 12 years.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely.
So during that process, company after company after company, looking for homes. And it's not so much that we wouldn't want to stay where we were. A lot of companies failed us for whatever reason. And it wasn't so much that they failed, they had to fail us so that we can go on to the next chapter of our lives. But every chapter has been a better chapter.
More money, you mean?
Every single chapter has been a better chapter. So here we are now. As I went through my entire journey and, summed it up as much as possible. Here we are now. We got started with this project not too long ago.
Project.
And boy, let me
Scam,
tell you,
lady.
it's been a great ride.
Now, did you see the gleam in her eye when she said that? I mean, would you be flaunting it? I mean, if I'm assuming, and I believe that this couple have probably made $1.5 million, $2 million, if not more. I just about bet on it that they're up to 3 or 4 million, right? Now, I would keep my mouth shut. I would stay off the internet and I would take my winnings and leave. These guys are doubling down and now get involved in HyperNation. It's just amazing that they do that. And I think it's very sad that they haven't woken up to thinking that they could get arrested by the authorities in their country for promoting Ponzi schemes and profiteering from misleading and lying to people. I mean, these aren't financial advisors. They're not registered financial advisors, are you? Are you guys? I don't think so. No. You're providing financial advice to people and encouraging people to invest in opportunities. Not you invest. No. Buy a membership and get rewards. Imagine standing up in front of Judge Judy and going, no, I wasn't promoting a Ponzi scheme. And she'll go, okay then, well, what was the product or service they're selling then? And she'll go, I don't know. Oh, Des has wrapped me back.
And like Keith just said, yes, we're in turbulence and some, waters right now that's been shaking things up. But
yeah, so now you have to tell the 2,000 people below you that it will come right, and you're hoping like hell it will. But in the meantime, everyone's lost their money. Well, they're going to get their investment back potentially, but you have to sign up for another platform first before they manually work out whether you get your money back or not. And then you're only going to get back what you invested, not all the time and energy you've done scamming everyone. It's disgusting. And you just hook, line, and sinker. Everyone's walking off a cliff and they're following people like you. You're disgusting.
You know, don't let life de-genius you. That's what Wayne Dyer said.
Oh.
Here's the deal. As entrepreneurs, we have to be like that palm tree. We have to be able.
I hate that. I am an entrepreneur. I do a lot of side hustles. I'm not against crypto and I'm not against the blockchain. I don't get involved in crypto investments, so don't send me one because I will do a video on you. But I've done tons of things and I do drop shipping. I do around about $150,000, $200,000 a year of drop shipping. I made $100,000 in 2.5 months from doing affiliate marketing. I used to sell and bring in adult products, and I sold 1.5 million of those in a 7-year period. And I used to sell dietary supplements. I used to sell power tools. All this stuff was drop shipping, and I'm a bit of a hustler, you know. I call myself an entrepreneur, and I'm quite proud of the fact that I can look at something and try to monetize it. Even this YouTube channel, I'm trying to figure out a way of making money out of it. But I mean, don't insult entrepreneurs by calling you guys entrepreneur, because scamming people out of money is not an entrepreneur. That is a scammer. That's not entrepreneurial. That is a thief. That is a bank robber. That's what you are. You're robbers. You've stuffed your boots full of the money and ran out. Right now, you can go along to Hyperverse and purchase a membership, and you can give them money. The front doors of the bank are still open. In the meantime, these VIP people have been in the back of the bank robbing all the money out of the safe, and they're still promoting it. It's disgusting.
To be, you know, flexible and knowing that life is not going to be a straight line. You're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way. It's going to go, you know, go zigzag around the corner, come back, do all these different things. But guess what?
What?
James Allen says it's the circumstances do not make a man, they reveal who he is.
Praise the Lord.
So you have genius in you. You have something in you that want to keep going. Just know that this moment in time right now has to happen so that you can move to another phase. It has to happen. And remember, it's not a setback, it's a setup for a major comeback. So I want you to think about the ABCs. This is how, you know, we often evaluate our life. We look at our ABCs.
Not very kind on dyslexic people. You know, I literally cannot say the alphabet. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
What's the ABCs?
ABC?
A being, where are you? Where are you at? That's the A. Where are you at?
At.
So it's about taking a look in the mirror and say, okay, where am I?
Michael Jackson style?
Am I speaking right words?
No, not normally.
Am I thinking right thoughts?
I like to think so, but I'm glad you can't read my mind.
Am I, you know, seeing what I want to see, the vision for myself?
No.
Okay. Because as a man thinketh in his heart.
Sounds like she's quoting the scriptures. Don't go there with me, lady.
You know?
No.
So think about those things. Where am I at? What's my attitude right now? Do I have an attitude of gratitude? Because it's those things that will attract more things.
I bet she goes to bed at night and she has headphones on and they go, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then she wakes up in the morning, she puts the cassette tape on and it reads her a lovely message about gratitude. And say all the things that you're thankful for. Thank you for the lovely day. Thank you for Keith Williams. Thank you for Keish Patel. And thank you to crypto for taking such a big dive over the last couple of months. Because it certainly has woken up people that crypto is not a secure investment. Thank you. I am so grateful. I've shown my gratitude.
To you. To be grateful for. You know, like will attract like. And so if you're angry, if you're upset, if you're mad, if you're confused, you're going to do nothing but attract more of that to you. So where am I at? Take a self-assessment and ask yourself, where am I? Wayne Dyer also says the reflection of your life is a reflection of your state of mind. And then we're going to go to B. Once you figure out where you are, this is where I am. It's a self-assessment, and it's a truth moment for yourself. This is where I am. Even if it's not where you want to be, right? It's where you are right now. You may say, I'm angry. And you know what? The first step to getting better is acknowledging it.
Oh.
I'm angry.
I'm angry.
Now the B is where you want to be. Well, I want to be over here. I want to be happy.
I want to be happy.
I want to be content.
I want to be content.
Where do you want to be? Picture yourself. What does it look like? How will it make you feel if you were there? Be that. Be that right now. So acknowledge where you're at. Where do you want to be? If you have to write it down, start writing that thing down.
Doing
right?
good, bro.
And then the C is, what am I willing to change?
My undies.
Because in order for you to be at the place you want to be, some things got to change. You can't remain the same and expect to be somewhere else.
Remember, don't copy these videos.
You have to change. What are you willing to change? See, you might have to change some things that you've been so accustomed to doing that it gets what? Uncomfortable. You might have to change some conversations. And the most important conversation you have to change is.
I'm just thinking, if you look at Brenda Chunda, where is she? There. And then if you have a look at that photo, I might start cutting out Ronnette. Is it Ronnette? And using her. Because that's actually a good pose. I can cut you out quite nicely and have you sitting on the things. I'm looking forward to doing that. Just thought I'd chuck that in there. Have you got long to go? Because I've got things to do and people to see, and I'm sort of finding that your message is quite boring and you're just trying to form a relationship with me so that I believe everything you say. And I'm getting really bored. So is your husband going to be on next? Okay, I'll let you carry on, but just let's make it 1 more minute, okay? Deal? Right.
The conversation you having with who? Yourself.
hell
You might
is
have to
that?
eliminate some relationships.
Boom.
Why? Because they're just not congruent with where you want to be. Doesn't mean there's love lost. It just means in order for you to be there, it's some things you have to shake up and have to be removed. What are you willing to change?
Undies.
You definitely have to change the picture that you see in your head.
Ooh.
Of what you're, of the things that, in terms of where you're going or where you want to be, you have to change that picture. It has to line up with exactly where you want to be.
Okay.
So once again, where you at, where you want to be.
Yeah.
What are you willing to change?
Right. Well, I'm going to stop investing in Ponzi schemes. That's at the top of the list. What do you reckon?
When you can focus on those ABCs, I promise you turn all that around and you'll be in a state of peace. You'll be in a state of gratitude.
Who said we're not happy now? I met a poor guy in Sri Lanka and he was happy and he had no money and they've just gone bankrupt. So, and they have great family qualities. And every time I went to India, for example, the guy would come out and show me his new, kid. And he'd ask me to pick up his baby and he'd be so proud to be a family man. You don't have to have wealth so you can buy your happiness. You should be content with whatever stage you're in life. I've had money. I've lost money. I mean, you've got to be content with what you've got. But my lifestyle is always the same. And to be honest, I'm not always deliriously happy, or am I ever always happy? It's just, anyway, this is her sermon, not mine. Hurry up, for God's sake. Jesus Christ. Ha, ha, ha. You like that one? Blaspheming, poos and wees.
You'll see things differently. The same situation. It's not the situation. It's the people, it's the person, right? Two people can look at the same situation and see two totally different things.
Yeah, one's a Ponzi scheme and one's not a Ponzi scheme. Which one are you?
So
Hurry
just
up.
remember that.
Okay, I won't forget
Practice
it.
your ABCs.
It's in my head.
Put yourself in a state of expectation, of knowing that all is well.
All is well.
And also do a reflection back on your life. Take a look at your own journey and see.
Don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel really depressed.
How you have come through. God will never leave us, in a place of despair.
God. Oh, I'm sorry, we're going back to, you brought God up. What? Oh, I didn't realize. So it's okay to mislead people and still call yourself a Christian. Oh my God, what religion are you? Do you go along to, I think it's Pentecostal, I'm guessing. I bet you wave your hands around and you sing and you go sing in the chorus and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's what you're doing. And then you're scamming people when you go home and working from home. It's just beautiful. It's harmony. I must have something for that. Like, what can I do? A harp. Oh, there you go. It's good.
It's always a stepping stone to something greater. So I challenge you to go over your life and look back and know that going forward, all those have been that moments to bring you to a place and time like we are right here.
We're trying to fade you out.
Right,
if you could get off the stage now, please.
That moment so that you
okay, next person, please.
Level.
Can you get off now? I've had enough.
Pass it over to my husband.
Come on, finish.
I love each and every one of you.
Yeah, go.
And I hope I was able to definitely.
Oh, you definitely did. You made a difference.
And I'm going to pass this around.
Oh, thank goodness you got the memo. Bye. Come on, Sly, be a dragon.
Goodness gracious. And I got to come after that.
Oh, you're going to do a good job, mate.
Team on that.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I'm so grateful to the organization, the community. Keith, thank you, sir, for everything that you do, your leadership, the example that you set, and impeccable leadership, I might add. Grateful to the service that you provide to the entire community. Guys, I can tell you, if you wasn't taking notes, shame on you. But here's your second opportunity to grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to go.
Actually, don't forget that if you haven't got notes and pen and paper, which is killing trees, by the way, just saying. Did you know they spent like $1 million trying to make a pen that would write in space? And it was a lot of technology involved. And then the Russians who went to space took a pencil, bit of useless information for you. And I stole that from my mate, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Really, really deep. And I want to really share with you why you do what you do. Okay. We all do things, and we after we do them, we ask ourselves, why did I just do that? Or
why do I do these videos? Why do I spend my time at 12:15 at night putting together these videos? Because I want to warn people from being involved in people that are just greedy in life and are trying to build their wealth at all costs. They don't care about you. That's why I do it. All right, back to Slay the Dragon.
Why did I just say that, right? But let's start from the beginning. I was born in the Lower East Side, Manhattan, New York City. And this is not to get pity or anything like that. Please don't do that. This is my story. I was brought up by two loving parents who just happened to be heroin addicts. Okay. Very toxic situation for my sister and I. For the first 13 years of my life, that's what I dealt with. Until the point where my mom got so physically abused, she left my dad. Okay, this is what we saw.
You're my brother from another lover. That's what happened to my life. Except my mum wasn't a heroin addict. She was in a religious cult. That's not a very good story, mate. My sister was a heroin addict. She finished up taking her own life, unfortunately. But drugs, I hate drugs.
Every single day. We went to our grandparents' house, and at my grandparents' house, I had 7 uncles and 3 aunts, or 2 aunts and my mom. And 6 out of the 7 uncles were drug dealers. My grandparents were number runners. Okay, they ran numbers. For those of you who don't know what running numbers is, just another hustle. Okay. So I was around hustle my entire life. The hustle spirit, the hustle mentality. One of my uncles was a drug.
He's got drive. Now, he's probably got more entrepreneurial spirit than his dear wife. No offense to his dear wife. And he's going to build himself into a rant. And you're going to get a speech that you'd get at your local church from Slay the Dragon.
Kingpin, very, very big deal in New York City. And so I was shotgun with him. I ran with him. He always took me everywhere he went. So I'm in the passenger seat of a stretched out convertible Cadillac doing deals. This is what I was exposed to. And so at that time, I'm thinking, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, because this is what the credible people in my life are doing. And so I've always wanted to do extremely better than whatever I chose to do and who I chose to do it from, right? So my mind, I'm looking at my uncle, he's accomplished what he did in the streets, and I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So at 13, 14 years old, here I go. The journey begins, right? So I really want you to pay attention to all of the that moments that Ronnette just talked about, and notate those. Look at the shift of when something that seemed unfortunate took place, and then the pendulum swing from that action, okay? So here I am, 13 years old. I'm in the streets, start hustling. 14 years old, 15 years old, starting to do really well, doing extremely well for someone who is in that profession. I call it a profession, right? Because it was a setup. So that's where I developed the strategy of leverage, because I didn't want to be out there 24 hours a day. So I had to find a way, and after looking at my uncle and how he did it, I found a way to leverage my efforts through the efforts of other people. Does that sound familiar? So I got really, really good at that. Then take it to 18 years old to get arrested, I do some time. Go to the penal system, 2.5 years in prison. Okay, come home.
Jesus, mate. Did you meet Kal Pesh Patel in there when you were in there by any chance? What the hell? What's that music come from? Better fix that. 1 minute, please, caller.
And I met
afternoon,
the mother
evening,
of
good
my
morning.
children.
Welcome to Saturday Leadership Training with
Her
myself, Keith
parents
Williams,
moved to
and
California.
Pinnicky Naik. We're
got
here
pregnant
to
with my
give
first
you
daughter.
all what you need today on a Saturday
She says, let's move to California. So here we go.
morning,
Move to
afternoon,
California.
and
She's pregnant.
evening.
Come to her parents' house.
That was me making all that noise, in case you're wondering. I'm just downloading the next video that I'm going to do a commentary on. And I've just noticed that they've only got it in low res, which is pretty hopeless, because it's just going to make you guys look unprofessional. So if you could have a yarn to the guy that uploads the videos and just try to get them out at least 720, because otherwise you guys are going to look blurry. Just saying. And the other thing is, I accidentally pushed play and I couldn't figure out where the sound was coming from, but that's next week's presentation. Anyway, don't let me interrupt you, mate. Carry on.
Now, I'm from New York City and come to a place called Vacaville, California in 90.
9th.
It was a farm.
Old
Couldn't do it.
MacDonald had a farm.
Back on the plane.
E-I-E-I-O.
8 days
And
later,
on that farm, he
we're
had
back
some
to
crickets.
New York City, and I get back to my hustle. That's all I knew. Lo and behold, I get arrested again. I do another 2.5 years.
Jesus, mate, you're a criminal.
When my daughter was born in January of 92, I was in prison, Elmira State Penitentiary, a maximum facility in New York.
Gangster man.
But it was in that moment, right there,
What, the second time?
I was scheduled to be released March of 93. In January of 92, I knew everything had to change. Because now I have this responsibility, this new life.
Oh, your wife, obviously.
that I had to care for.
Ah.
Now I had no care. I had no self-value prior to that.
Oh, mate, looks like you're going back
That's
to
why
jail.
I did what I did.
You know this is illegal, don't you, mate?
But when she was born, everything shifted. Everything shifted when she was born. So yeah, I get released from prison.
Oh my God.
I even used to smoke cigarettes, a pack of cigarettes.
Oh my God. So here you guys are, being introduced to a Ponzi scheme by an ex-con who's been in prison twice for 2.5 year stints, which must have been pretty serious crimes. Are you going to tell us what year she did, mate?
Day, 1992, January 1992, in prison. I had a cell full of cigarettes. And I stopped. Just stop. That's it. That's it. No more. And something that I've been able to do, and I've always been able to make a decision, regardless of what it was, and it be done. There was no strain. There was no effort. It was just, I went through the drugs. I did all of that. And when I decided to stop, I stopped, and that was it. So here we are. I come home, 93 of March, and moved to California. At this point, I said, I got to make this happen because I can't go back to prison. And I know that my life is so much greater than what I'm allowing myself to show the world. So speed it up to 2006. I get fired from my job. There's another so that moment. I ran an automotive center for Sears for 13 years. I was a salesman for about 10 of those years. I did so well in sales that they wanted to make me a manager. So I ran the automotive center. And so throughout that 10 years, I saw managers leave one after one after one after one. And it was so evident to me why they couldn't become successful. And it's because they never made it about the people. They've always come in with this ego, and they ran up against a brick wall because you can never be stronger. Oh, let me rephrase that.
Oh my God. Starting to bore me now, mate. I actually praised you quite a lot because I watched obviously near the end of your presentation, not the start of the presentation. If you just get to the point, it'd be good.
Never out-lead the leader. Write that down.
No, I'm not writing it down.
You can never out-lead the leader. Okay? Now, I become a manager. And I already knew that in order, I've never done this before, guys, okay? I never ran an automotive shop before whatsoever. But I knew the power of leverage. Why? Because I learned it in the streets. Everything I learned in the streets prepped me for everything that's going on right now. That was the so that moment, right? That was necessary. So that allows for me to be grateful for my story.
And next week, we will have Bonnie and Clyde doing leadership training as they come back from the dead and tell you how they rob banks. Sorry, that was a commercial advert. Oh, back.
Grateful for my parents. I'm grateful that they exposed me to what I did not want in life, right? So now I have this expertise that I didn't know I possessed, but I knew I wanted a result from that automotive center. And I wanted to be the best. So I made it about the people. Now, this is the same automotive center where I was a salesman when everything I wanted, it was focused on me because now I'm a salesman, so my tickets got to get taken care of. So it was about me. So when I became a manager in the same location, they said, I'm not going to make it. Because the mentality that they thought I was going to have as a manager they saw.
It's great, mate. Hey, just remember, if you don't want to listen to me raving on and playing music and doing sort of things while they're trying to get themselves charismatically built into a rant, just go to the title, click the more button, and the show timestamps of the complete video are done, and you can fast forward to the bits you really want. Now, if you are watching this video and you're thinking, oh my God, I haven't got I haven't got time in my life to watch these two people who have scammed people out of $24 million talk, what you can do is you can click on the timestamps, but there's two good parts, the questions and answers, and you're not allowed to ask any technical questions today because this is leadership training, and you can only say nice things and hold hands and sing Kumbaya. All right. And the other thing is Keith is telling people off, which is quite cool. So I'm going to highlight that bit, and I'm probably going to call it something like Grumpy Keith, that's what it's called. You can just click on those. Now, if you are going to offer a comment, that would be great. If you want to talk about any part of this video or anything they say, put the timestamp in. So to do that, 00:00:00. It's like a date. You just drop that into your comment, put the time that you saw something happen in this video, and then you can click on that or make it a hyperlink, and it will go straight to that part in the video when somebody's listening to what you're saying. It's quite cool. And that's about it. Anyway, I'll get back to this. And yes, don't feel like you have to watch the whole lot. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't want to lose you of boredom and listening to these wonderful stories of this ex-convict here who's now become a professional Ponzi schemer. And it's really been a good opportunity. I mean, think about it. If he carried on the same lifestyle that he was going, he'd be in prison now. But he changed his ways. He's given up smoking. The second time he's released out of prison, he's decided to get involved in a Ponzi scheme and make millions of dollars. And now it's changed his life. And hopefully all the people that have paid him that money, it's changed your life as well. For better or for worse, I don't know, but that you can make the decision up on that. And this lovely, happy couple, Christian couple as well, aren't we? Praise the Lord. Here we go.
We use as a salesperson is two totally different positions. So I had to shift. Instead of making it about me as a salesman, I had to make it about them as the leader. So now what I did is I catered to the field.
I catered
to the field. Why? Because I know that if I can get them to feel good.
Feel good, brother.
Write that down.
Write it down,
feel
bro.
Good.
Write it down. Watch my video again.
Good.
Writing it down, mate. Writing it down.
If they feel good, they'll do good.
Do good.
Right? So now how did I do that? Good morning. It's a totally different approach. Good morning. And I'll use their name. How's the family? How's the kids? If they broke a tool, we're at Sears. I just go across the street. Instead of them having to buy a new tool with their money, I would go across the street, mark out a tool, and I'll replace it for them.
Okay.
It's the small things, right? Their birthday would come up, boom, I go to Safeway.
Boom, I've got a boom.
Safeway's a supermarket here in the United States, and I'll go buy a $7.99 cake.
That's a boom.
And I would get a birthday card for about $3.99, and I would have everybody sign the card.
Ooh.
It would have
$3.99 is how much you pay for a birthday card. Hold it, wrong button.
And everything on it, but I would stick it in the envelope and I would present them with a cake and a card. Say happy birthday. Happy
birthday. Like Keith.
Small things.
Small things.
Communication. I would put the numbers up on the wall every single day on where we're going and how close we are to hitting the goals. And I would let them see that so that way they can be fully engaged in the process. Right? We took that store from the worst in the region to the #1 store in the district, and later on that store became the second store in the company.
Wow, that's wow. Just some champagne on that. That was brilliant. Good story, mate. Thanks for sharing.
From customer service, from profits, everything. It became the second top producing store in the.
It's like Remington Steel. I like the shaver so much, I bought the company. Did you buy the company?
Company. And we did it in less than 12 months.
12 months. Boom.
It's the people.
Next time you do a recording, mate, shut your blinds, all right? Now, notice I've got nice colour. I've got lights in my eyes, but if I keep my head about here, I'm perfect. No shadows. I'm old. I haven't touched up my face. And you've got the blinds open and it's shining in your face. It's not a good look.
The vision. We had vision. We had vision on where we were going. And we took step by step to get there. It got so impressive to the regional manager that he would have all of the managers come and shadow me.
You're the man. Give that guy a Mercedes.
Give
her a car.
Little guy from New York City, 5 years in penal system. Why would he have all these people? And they're looking at me trying to figure out what is he doing so special that he's producing these results in such a short period of time.
Mm.
And
is it legal? Was he doing legal stuff?
They would shadow me for 7 days a week. They would have half of them come leave their store.
Okay, we've got the point, mate. You've made a hardware store. Awesome. Good on you. And I'm glad you got out of prison. I'm glad you changed your life around. And then you got into Hyperverse. And that's when it went. Next question.
Other ones would patrol their store and take care of their store while they were gone. And they would be in my store for 7 days a week. Trying to figure out. And I would tell them. And they're not paying attention. Because what I was sharing with them, they didn't think that was it.
That's it, eh? You can lead a horse to water, but if they don't want to drink, you can't make them drink. You can show them how wonderful you are, but if they don't think you're wonderful and they don't want to be wonderful like you, then you can't show them anything and you just start talking. That's all, folks.
Guys, what I'm sharing with you right now
is gold.
It's
a nugget.
They were looking at all of the how-tos.
How-tos.
I was sharing with them why. And it wasn't connected.
Let's play the music for them.
There's a reason why it wasn't connected. I was sharing with them why.
Tell us, mate.
I would, on the months that we did increases in profit, why I would take them all to dinner. Builds camaraderie. Guess what happens when you associate with your team outside of the workplace?
Tell us, mate.
You build camaraderie.
Tell us, mate.
You build trust. You build relation.
Oh,
so now when you come back to the workplace,
I'm getting teary-eyed.
They got your back.
This is brilliant.
They didn't catch it. So here's what happened. A manager comes in to run the new store. And he used to come to our automotive center, and he would come in with this pompous attitude. Well, I've never been one to hold my tongue. So one day he was coming into our store.
I heard your wife snigger then, mate.
Stopped him outside and said, hey, listen, I need you to do me a favor. He said, what's that? I said, when you come in this store, I need you to greet everybody that works here. Smile and thank them.
Thank you.
We're bringing top labor profit to your bottom line. Please don't come in here with a negative attitude, because when you do and you leave it behind, and then my customer.
If you haven't been keeping up with current events, Bell, what he's trying to say is all the people that are in his team that keep coming in with a negative attitude and are saying, I put my money in Hyperverse because you told me to, and my funds have been frozen and I can't get my money out. Now you want me to buy these stupid NFTs that are worth shit and reinvest more money into a Ponzi scheme so you guys can get even richer. Is that what you're telling me? And that's negative, you see. Now, I don't want negative people like that in my life.
Feel the effect of that.
Just saying.
From that point, it got really ugly.
Ugly.
And he found a way to let me go. Here's another soda moment.
I accused him of stealing, I think. Ex-convict. Let's just put something in his pocket, and when he walks out, we go, did you have a receipt for that, sir? Let me explain what happened, mate. Tell us, come on. I know you're wanting.
After 13 years, doing 6 figures plus with that employment, now I'm unemployed, but I was grateful. Because all this time, I knew this eagle inside of me was still in a cage. All this time, I had customers that would just drop me their keys and say, Sly, whatever it needs, buddy, call me when it's ready. I said, no problem. I said, hey, you didn't need nothing. Just did a rotation and back on the road. Thank you, sir. That's why we love you. All right? So yeah, I get fired. I said, man, you need to open up your own shop.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
That's what you could do.
Once I got fired,
You could stop scamming people now. You've made your money. And what your wife said was very good sound advice. Get some bricks and mortar and get a product or a service and start selling it and have a legit business. And then one day, in about 5 years' time, you can get on a Zoom meeting and maybe just do a YouTube video and say to people how you fell for a scam, made millions of dollars, and then started your own business. And then you can give another one of your life stories and we'll go, oh, that's right, that poor guy, he got done by a scam, made millions of dollars, and then he found out after he spent all the money that it was a scam.
and they sat me down and they said, we're going to have to let you go. There was a peace that was inside of me that just knew all was well. After that, I said, I got to figure out how to replace a five-figure monthly job.
This is where he starts to rank it up a bit. So hopefully it will get a bit better here for your kids. I should break this speech into two halves, really, because I've heard this part now and it's actually quite good. He gets quite motivated. He gets on the podium and he starts holding the Bible in the air and he starts telling you how he was angry and what he did with his anger and how he controlled it. And it's a really good speech. So well done for you, Sly. You were like a dragon with flames coming out your nostrils and big buffers of fire. Let's get into it.
How do I do that? Well,
Anger.
remember, I was set up already with the hustle. So the hustle was automatic for me. So I started selling
I'm just going to go get a drink so you can listen to them all by yourself. You'll be okay?
sneakers, right? Because I knew at that point, I said, I'm not going to work for nobody ever again. I'm not doing it. It's 2006. I started selling sneakers. I started purchasing sneakers from China. I would be on the computer with them all night, negotiating prices and buying dozens and dozens of Air Force Ones, right? Nobody at this time was doing this. But now I knew I had to sell 200 pair of sneakers in a month at $50 a piece to make sure that I covered that 10 grand. Well, here we go. Of course, this would happen, all right? So I said, I got to figure out a way to move 200 pair of sneakers. Leverage. I know I can't go out and sell 200 pair of sneakers, but I knew if I can go out and find 10 people to go ahead and sell 20 pair of sneakers and I give them a portion of that, then I would move my 200 pair of sneakers. So I found these little hustlers in the streets and I said, hey, listen, and I'll give them a pair of sneakers. I said, hey, listen, if you sell such and such amount of pair of sneakers, I will give you another pair of sneakers for free. Or I will give you the equivalent of whatever it is that comes to in funds from a percentage-wise. They said, okay, I'm doing it. Before you know it, I had all these people coming to my house. I had a garage full of clothing, sneakers, and they were buying product from me in bulk. And I was moving so much product from my garage that everything was fine. Then I got a phone call. I got a phone call from a friend. And he said, hey, listen.
Have you heard of a Ponzi scheme?
You need to come out to this meeting. There's something going on, you know, my nephew, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's a millionaire and he's got some people over there. And they're doing some really big things. And I see how you are. And I think you guys would really, you know, would connect. I said, okay, great. So I go to this meeting. And when I got there, they had valet parking at the house. So I was impressed. I said, this is what I'm looking at. This is where you
park your new electric Mercedes. Is it an electric Mercedes you've got? It looks like one. It'd be quite interesting to know how fast that goes. Like how many horsepower. Oh, sorry, back to you.
Looking to produce in my life. I walk in the house is full, at least a couple of hundred people. I mean, they had barbecues, the pool, the waterfall. It was beautiful. And then there was a gentleman presenting who was so articulate in how he delivered the information. I was done. And then he had the nerve to show me that he was in the billionaire edition of Millionaire magazine with Donald Trump. He showed the picture, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be here. Lo and behold, I got started in that company. That's where I met my beautiful wife.
Oh.
Right? So let's move forward.
I'm just showing some pictures now, mate.
Here I am,
Beautiful.
going to all of these events, trying to figure out how am I going to go from 0 to where I wanted to be.
Scam people.
How?
Scam
And
them.
I was always taught muscle my way through,
Yeah, bro.
force my way through. That's how I was raised. I didn't know any other way. So I'm thinking I can do the same thing in this industry.
Industry?
And I had to realize, I remember talking to 2006, a legend in the industry. I won't say his name, but
I will. He was talking to Kalpesh Patel, which is known as Superman. Now, Kalpesh Patel has also been in prison. He was investigated for scamming people. He admitted he had scammed people, and then for some reason he didn't get jail time for the scam, but he got jail time for not keeping his bail conditions. And if you want to read the document, let me know in the comment section. And while you're there, if you could hit like on my video, it helps send out this video to the masses, and we want to get these videos out to people. By hitting like, it gets I get 50% of my traffic from YouTube directly, because they promote my videos within the system. When you've watched a video and it suggests the next one you could watch, that's how they work it out. So just hit like if you can. And my main point of that video is that Kalpesh has been locked up in jail, and because Kalpesh has stolen everyone's money from Hyperverse and they're throwing him under the bus, whether it's true or not, I don't know, and I don't care. Now they don't want to talk about him. Anyway, back to our friend here. He'll get into it. He hasn't really, I don't know what I was watching earlier on, but I thought he had a bit more boof to his speech than he does.
he was our mentor. And I said, hey, man, at that time, he was doing about $40,000 a month. That 2006.
He was doing
Hey,
10
listen,
million a
man,
month at the end.
I want to do what you do. How do I get there? And he said to me, he said, Sly, you're going to have to change.
Boom.
You know, my ego jumped up and said, wait a minute, man.
Ego.
I've done some things. He said, you're going to have to change. He said, this is what I suggest. He said, turn off the TV and
Not the
the
television.
music. 90 days. Do it for 90 days. And he said, and I want you to read this book.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
I'm like, read a book. Huh?
Babylon?
The book was Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon.
Oh.
I said, okay. Because he had the results that I wanted, I did exactly what he told me to do, but I did not.
See, NLP training there, ladies and gentlemen. If you hadn't noticed that little comment he said, I did exactly as they told me to do, and now he's rich. So that's what he wants you to do. So at the end, when they're telling you to buy these worthless shit NFTs, you will just do what they told you to do. You will do what they tell you to do, and that's what he's just said. So that's all part of NLP training. So if you haven't picked that up, be careful, because you might be at HyperNation with your credit card, or no, your crypto, and trying to buy an NFT after this presentation if I didn't stop you. Send me the money instead, all right?
I make my minimum the maximum. I didn't do it for 90 days. I was so hungry, I did it for 2 years.
Oh my God.
My family thought I was crazy.
You are crazy,
I was a
man.
music buff, family in the music industry. I had 3,000 CDs in alphabetical order from every genre. I love every genre of music.
He loves music. Sorry about that, guys.
And when I stopped listening to music, my kids thought something was wrong with me. But they also saw what I replaced it with. They also saw that when I turned off the TV, I replaced it with reading a book. Right? So lo and behold, I did this for 2 years, and it became an infatuation with what I've learned in those 2 years.
Jesus, man, we are brothers from another lover. I love audiobooks. Being dyslexic, never read a book in my life. Hey, yeah, no, I've got to do a clap. So here we go. So I'm going to do this. Here we go. I'm going to clap. Everyone go quiet. No sound. That helps me line up my audio. And I leave it in for entertainment purposes. Yeah, no, reading books. Oops, go back to that. Reading books is really good. I don't read. I've never read a book in my life. I have read parts of the Bible, but if I read a book from cover to cover, I'd be just reading the words, but I would miss the meaning of the book. It was only when I started listening to audiobooks that my life changed. Gary Vaynerchuk, I loved his book. Got 3/4 of the way through that. Listen to that. Zig Ziglar, listening to his audio books, which are actually audio tapes, but they've dubbed them into really good stuff. There's some fantastic books out there. If you put a comment in there and ask me my favorite book, it's probably Flip It by Michael Heppel. And I've actually interviewed him on my podcast, which is really cool because I asked him and he said yes. And there's some other really good books out there. So do get into reading. It is inspirational. When you work for yourself, like I'm working at 1:45 in the morning by myself, home alone, because my partner's gone away skiing and I'm looking after a cute little puppy that's on the floor. You do need to motivate yourself. And I do find that audiobooks are really good. But it doesn't mean motivate yourself and get involved in a Ponzi scheme. Please don't do that. But this is where he gets into a bit of the rant. He's going to show you a brain picture. Actually, what he's going to show you, see that brain over there? He's going to show you that brain, and he's going to talk about how that picture changed his life.
I realized that I am a person with unlimited potential. You are a person with unlimited potential.
Bill Gates, Steve Jobs.
There's absolutely no limit to who you can become. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you exactly how you can make a decision and snap out of your present conscious state and become whoever it is that you desire to become. Instantly, just like that. Okay? So if you're ready for that.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Give me a sign. Show me something. Put a 1 up. Put a thumbs up. Put something up.
Okay.
If you're ready to know how to go from where you are right now. Ronnette talked about going from where you are right now, whatever state that is,
I'll put
and
a 1 in the
enjoying
chat
the
box,
journey.
please.
How? Some of you are saying, how do I enjoy the journey if I'm in the mud? How do I enjoy the journey if I'm not getting my rewards? How do I enjoy the journey if I can't withdraw? How do I, you don't understand. You're a V5 or you're a V4. You guys got such and such coming in.
No money.
How do you want me to enjoy the
No
journey
worry.
if my family can't eat?
Oh.
I get it.
No, he doesn't.
What are you talking about, Sly? You V5s, you always get on here talking about, be patient. Or you always get on here talking about, everything's going to be fine. Just trust, right? How do I do that if my family can't eat?
Take me to your leader. I'm an AI. I'm a HyperNation AI. Take me to your leader. This robot's malfunctioning. Get into it. Slay that dragon, mate. Slay that dragon. Talk.
I'm going to show you.
Oh, he's going to show you.
Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift your perspective.
Boom.
The very perspective you have right now that's creating what you call a reality. I'm going to shift your perspective on what you see right now. You're going to go from what you're seeing right now to experiencing what you don't see right now.
Phone, fridge.
See, this is what you got to understand. All of the so-that moments that Ronnette was talking about, all of the so-that moments that I was talking about, it wasn't a fluke. Things don't just happen. Jim Rohn says things don't just happen. Things happen just. What does that mean? There's a law that governs everything in your life. There's a law.
Ooh, he knows about the law.
And if you learn the law,
It's getting angry, yeah.
you can manipulate the law to create what you want.
Oh my God, that sounds like Hyperverse and Hyperfund, doesn't it? They've manipulated what a Ponzi scheme technically is. So this is a Ponzi scheme that isn't a Ponzi scheme because we switched out a couple of words and no one noticed, right?
Success in anything you do is governed by law.
Law. Praise the law.
Success doesn't precede, it follows. See, when I learned this, guys, everything changed.
Everything changed.
Everything changed. I remember looking at these millionaires and multimillionaires, and I'm sizing them up. I'm saying, hey, listen, these people ain't better than me. No.
No.
They can't be 100 times better than me.
No.
Why am I only making such and such, and they're making this much?
Yeah.
Something they're not teaching me.
Yeah. How to
I
scam
got
people.
pissed off.
Yeah. Couldn't do it legally, so did it illegally. Let's scam multi-scam people. Lots of people. $24 million. $24 million. Let's scam people in the world. They won't know it's me. At least they will. There's a YouTube channel out there called Danny the Heck, and I'm featured on it. Now, what you want to do there, Slay the Dragon, is you want to search for your name and see whose YouTube video will be coming up for the next 10 years.
And I stopped listening to stage talk.
Stop listening, man.
I despise stage talk.
Despise that.
I remember sitting in seminars and telling Ronnette, I said, baby, that's stage talk.
Let me have this.
And don't give me the cliches. I want to hear the cliches.
Cliche.
I'm going to tell you exactly right now why you do what you do. I'm going to share with you right now. How do you go from where you are right now to where you want to be? Just like that.
Steal money? Rob a bank?
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me a couple of seconds here.
All right, kids. Now, I've seen this part before. He stuffs it up for about a minute. So I'm going to play some music. And I might even sing you a song. Let's see if I can find a good one. This music is beautiful, isn't it? He's trying to find the right slide, all right? But it's not going to go nice. And he's bringing up a brain. So go get yourself a drink. He doesn't know how to work technology. Technology is not his thing. He's struggling with technology. He's trying to find... Keith has to step in and tell him how to do it. Come on, Keith. Quick. Tell him how to share a screen. He doesn't know what button to push. He's using his pen and paper. What's wrong with a pen and paper, you may ask? Well, he's trying to draw a picture of a brain, and he's going to hold it up to the video camera and show you what his brain looks like. There he goes. You can do this. Come on, Slay the Dragon.
Pissed off stage.
Slay the Dragon blew fire out his nostrils and burnt the paper.
You at the pissed off stage.
He's at the pissed off stage. Wife's going to help him
Why
soon.
can't you wait?
Why can't I do it? Why can't I use technology? I've got a computer. You got to buy a Mac, mate. Go get some lessons. Actually, I do some courses that might help you.
Nah, you gotta see this.
You got to see this. Don't give up. She's saying give up, and he's going, no, I want to show them my picture. I want to show them my picture.
Well, it's like just put it on your desktop, and then you can search for it when you go to share screen. You can just pull it up there.
Keith's getting pissed off.
Just open whatever it is you want to show us, and then you go on
I'm
to
going to
share
show
screen,
my
and you
picture.
can see it, and then you just click.
I'm going to show my picture. I'll show you my picture.
No, it's not. Every time. Okay,
There you go.
there we go.
Boom. Brain.
Thank you, sir. Oh, good.
Here's the brain.
All right.
That's a nice picture, isn't it? Okay.
You all see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Thanks, mate.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay, we can see that. Okay, awesome, awesome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is you.
Okay.
This is when I learned this. When I learned this right here,
When I learned this.
everything in my life changed
Boom.
instantly.
Boom.
This is you. You have two brains function.
Ah, my mum used to say that to me. I had two brains. One was lost and the other one was looking for it. Boom, boom. Ha, ha, ha.
You have a duality nature. Okay?
Yep, got it.
That's where the conversations in your head come from. It's from one of those two natures.
Okay.
Now, this is gonna help a lot of you because it's gonna clear up a lot of confusion. Okay. Left brain is your logical mind. This is your intellect.
This definitely is not a dyslexic person's brain. Just saying.
This is what we've been taught. We need to be, intellectual, right?
Intellectual.
So this is what we've been taught all of our lives. So when we were born as babies, we had no left brain. We had no logic. We had no intellect. You know what we had? We had strictly subconscious. That's why scripture tells you to become a childlike, become a child again. This is what it's talking about. So what happens over the years, you start to experience life. And as you start to experience life, you start to develop logic. Okay? So logic, write this down.
Logic. So Ponzi scheme, right? Hyperfund, Hyperverse, and now HyperNation, right? 3 name change since I've been following this, right? And is there anything logical about any of those 3 names? Is there anything logical in giving your money to somebody you can't see and you can't touch? Is there anything logical about trusting a company that doesn't talk to you or communicate with you or doesn't have a real company office? Is there anything logical in using crypto to pay for a membership that promises you 3 times, 4 times the reward, and now 5 times the reward? Is there any logic in that? Anyway, let's go back to logic, man.
It's not something that you're born with. It's something that is developed. Okay? Something that is developed. We'll hold the questions for later. So your logical mind operates like this. Sequential. It's a rational thinking mind.
Sly, people aren't going to follow this. The African community and the good Christian followers that you are going after to basically, this will be over their pay scale. But it'll be too complicated because none of them really understand about the blockchain or metaverse or ecosystem or crypto. They're only relying on what a friend told them. So if a friend told them that the brain picture was really good, they would go, it was really good.
It operates your math and science through memory, right? It's very analytical. I want you to pay attention here. Try not to ask questions right now.
Okay. Don't ask questions. That's what you got to do when you're in the leadership meetings. You're told there's a question and answer section, but you're not allowed to ask questions. And if you ask questions they don't like, they cut you off.
I didn't even start the training. It deals with the objective. Everything that you can physically see. Okay? That's all it can deal with. It can only look backwards. It can never look forward. It doesn't have the capability of seeing the future. Okay? Words and language, present and past.
Okay.
Knowing, acknowledges.
Okay.
Knows object name, reality based, quote unquote.
Are you guys bored? I'm bored.
It forms strategies, right? It's an ego.
I'm bored.
This is where your ego lies.
I think he does this for about 10 minutes.
I
will try and put timestamps on it so you don't have to watch this guy going on about the brain. Is it a brain? It is a brain, isn't it? It's not a cocktail. It's not like my drink, is it? It's not like cocktail like that sort of. Is that the same? It looks pretty much the same. It's got berries in it.
Ordered pattern of perception. It tries to tell you how to see things.
Oh.
And it does that through showing you facts. Oh. Right now, a lot of you are factual. Does it mean you're wrong? No. Doesn't mean you're wrong. But facts and truth coexist. And most of the time, they conflict.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
You've done well,
And
mate. Yeah.
also the
got it.
logical
Next.
mind is the caution mind.
Oh, don't.
It's what has you be cautionate to different circumstances and situations. Why? Because it's remembering the past. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
That's your logical mind.
Logical. If I was being honest,
This
it
is
annoys
the
me.
relationship that has grown to be the strongest in your life right now because it constantly bombards you with what you can see with the physical eye.
Yeah, we got it, mate. Next.
And because you can see with the physical eye,
Yeah.
and because you see with the physical eye,
Got it.
you're
Yeah.
easy to fool.
Yeah, that's right. That's who you pray after.
Let me share with you the other mind that
do we have to?
we kind of lost touch with over the years. This is the mind that we were born with. This is the mind that knows all things.
Oh, okay.
This is the mind that is in all places at the same time. This is the mind that allows you to experience whatever your heart desires.
Right, be mindful.
Okay?
Okay.
This is the mind
Oh,
that's intuitive.
his mouse is moving. Where's he
This is
going?
the mind that's tapped in.
Okay, tapped in minds.
This is where your imagination lies, which is the doorway to all things. You cannot see anything
Can you see the elephant?
futuristic without using your imagination.
Can you see the elephant, mate?
This is the philosophy and spiritualism mind. This is what is connected to source, whatever source is for you. This is what is programmed to create the results in your life. 93% of every decision you make comes from your subconscious mind. Those decisions are made without your effort. So when you see the results showing up in your life and you didn't want them, you're asking yourself, how did this show up? It's because your subconscious mind is programmed to that result.
I hate stuff
And
like
you
this.
didn't program it constructively. So it's putting the responsibility back on you. You're not a victim, you're a victor.
Victor. New word of the day. Victor. Hyper Victor. Hyper Victor. Hyper Victor.
You wonder why 80% of the people get 20% of the results?
That's repeated. That is brilliant. I live by that rule, but that's not his. He's repeating other people's jargons. The 80-20 rule is what you actually call it, mate.
And then you wonder why 20% of the people get 80% of the results in any organization is because 20% of the people know this information.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm giving it to you right
That's a
now.
nugget. Dropping nuggets.
If you can get beyond your logic for this moment
Yo.
and allow yourself to take in this information, you'll be getting off of this call, living your dream.
Living the dream.
Now you're probably saying, well, I don't have it in my bank account, or it's not showing up, Sly. What do I do then?
I think
Stop
I've been
looking
scammed.
with your natural eyes. The only reason why you want it in your bank account is so it can give you a feeling. The only reason, no, Sly, that's not true. I want it in my bank account so I can feed my family. The only reason why you want to feed your family is so you can feel good.
Oh.
I told you success doesn't precede, it follows.
Okay.
So what does that mean? You have to be successful first, and the result will show up. What's showing up in your life right now is a result of your current state of being.
Oh, mate, this is so crap. I can't believe that you can actually think you can use this stuff to tell people they need to do what? They invest in a Ponzi scheme, hoping that they're going to get their money out. Okay, so, you know, invest in a Ponzi scheme and then go recruit as many people as you can, as quick as you can. Idiots.
The subconscious mind also is the believer. It's the believing mind. When I ask people, what is belief? They don't know. So if we're telling you, in order for you to accomplish massive success or get from one state to another, you must believe. If you don't know how to believe, you're probably stuck and you're saying, well, what do I do next? Well, I remember sharing this on the call before. If you sat down in a movie and you sat up and you looked at the screen and you know the screen is not real and you know what shows up on the screen is not real, it's a scary movie and you still get scared. Why is that? That's because your subconscious mind, which is 93% of who you are, doesn't know what's real or what's fake. Now, when I got that, everything changed. I said, wait a minute. If this part of me is the majority of who I am, and it doesn't know how to judge what's real or what's fake, and it makes up 93% of my decisions, now I know why I was getting the results I was getting prior. It's because I was programmed to those results. I was programmed to drugs. I was programmed to penal system. I was programmed to hustle. So I took what I needed to take from those experiences. I rewrote my story. I created a new story to tell my subconscious mind. Now my subconscious mind has a new program, and now I have new results. What do you know?
Boom. Boom. Trying to boom.
So when I got married and came to California and she left me, I came home to an empty apartment. That was a so that moment. Why was that a so that moment? So I could meet my wife. That had to happen so that I could move to California. She had to leave so that I could be connected to who I'm supposed to be connected to.
The knee bone's connected to the thigh bone.
Right? And so just to finish this up, you have present possibilities, fantasy-based, knows object functions, spatial perception, impetuous, spontaneous, adventurous, carefree. You hear that? Carefree.
Yeah, got it.
This is where your faith is.
Faith.
Your faith is on the right side of your brain, and it conflicts with logic. Logic conflicts with faith. Logic has no faith. Faith has no logic. The reason why most of you are pissed off right now.
That's why I hate it at the moment, because they're using faith and people's beliefs and they're merging that all together with a Ponzi scheme.
Is because you're using your logical mind to see what you can't see.
You got to have faith.
All you can see is what's in front of you.
All I can see is a diagram that I've been looking at for the last 10 minutes, which I'm totally over with, mate.
I would be pissed off too.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, access your subconscious, access your imagination.
It's over there.
You're doing it right now to create something that's not true.
Yeah, there, and there, and get that there, and there, and there.
You don't know what it's like to get to the next financial level that you were looking to get to.
No.
You don't know what that process is like because you've never been there.
We'll go there now.
What if this is what it's like?
Praise the Lord.
I'm looking at billionaire status. I don't know what it takes to be a billionaire. I know if I tap in.
Well, you can work it out actually, mate. If you've scammed 2,000 people, that's $8 million. And then if you get them to also scam 2,000 people, that's probably going to be a lot more money. So you just keep scamming people until you get arrested, and then you'll be put in jail.
I know if I use my imagination to see it every single day, and absolutely it must show up if I feel like I am.
Sorry,
and I don't know what the process looks like. I just enjoy the journey. Because I know at the end of the day, it's going to show up for me. I don't know how.
Boom.
You don't know how.
Me first.
Success is not logical. You can't calculate. You think your ego will try to make you feel like you can calculate success. You can't. Trust me.
Okay, I trust you, mate.
You think you can. You can plan it out the way you think you want to plan it out, the way you think it's going to show up. And 100% of the times, it's never going to show up that way.
Oh,
it comes from off your radar.
Beep, boop. Beep,
It comes from a sub level. It's below surface. You can't see it.
beep, beep, beep.
So now you got to take the time to empower yourself by implanting everything into your surroundings, into your environment, everything that you want to see in your life. You must see it every single day. If you got to use pictures, do it.
Oh, I got a brain picture in front of me now, which I'm kind of getting sick of looking at. Is that a picture I should use? Oops.
If you got to make an audio telling yourself who you are,
My name is Danny. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader.
do it. And play it in your sleep.
Print out a picture of Mr. H. He looks pretty cool.
Because your logic mind is sleeping.
Did you notice that Mr. H has now got a AI voice, and they've done away with the voice, and that's where he's wearing the mask? Pretty cunning, eh? He's in the ecosystem. Nice place to be. They're building a metaverse. You should invest in that, shouldn't you? With an NFT, you'll need an NFT passport. The virtual digital world.
That means it's going right into your subconscious. You're getting programmed. You hearing yourself.
As it NLP training? Boom. That's what these guys are doing. Chipping away in your brain. They're getting a wee chisel and they're going, if we say this word 6 times every hour, they're going to think it's the real deal.
Tell you who you are.
Who you are.
I do it every night.
Ooh, does he?
I spend less time on physical stuff and I
Oh, the poor wife. Poor lady. Mate, really? You said that in public? Come on.
spend more time on programming my subconscious mind because I know where source is. I know where all my good comes from.
Oh, this is trouble. I've listened to these meetings all the time. This is actually one of the worst presentations I've actually seen. You're getting desperate, Keith. Get out of it. Get rid of these people. Get some professionals in here. Use some of your money. Get a Tony Robbins in here and see if he'll speak to your Ponzi schemers. Imagine that. Tony Robbins turns up and he goes, and where are all you guys? How do you know each other? And they'll go, oh, we're all Ponzi scheme multi-level marketers. And he'll go, oh, I don't want to speak here. Then go ask Oprah Winfrey. You should go on one of those. You should get the media involved, mate. Get all the media involved in this sort of stuff. It'd be a hit. Imagine them turning up. Talking to a reporter from the New York Times at the moment, I am. Quite looking forward to that article coming out as well.
Once you program your subconscious mind, it's then going to tell your conscious mind what to look out for.
Okay, got it.
Right now, your conscious mind is looking out for what it's looking out for because you haven't mastered it yet.
Show me the money.
You are the servant to the logic.
Okay.
You have to go from being the servant of logic to being the master of logic.
Got it.
You can do this.
I can.
Not if.
So you got to walk down the road like a crab using the right side.
When you do this, you first got to believe that what I'm saying to you is true. See,
sorry, mate. Don't believe you. Can't trust
when
you. Can't
God
see you.
wanted to create.
Oh my God, he's gone down the God track, mate. Jehovah, is it Jehovah, Yahweh, Jesus, the Trinity, the Holy Spirit? What do you call your God, mate? Is it that one they have the Quran and the Quran over there? All right, let's not get started, eh?
Create a thing. He put the seed of the thing inside of it.
Oh my God, he planted the seed
He
in
didn't
Mary.
put it out.
And now he's talking about planting the seed in your Ponzi scheming minds.
Yeah. When he wanted to create the orange, he put the seed of the orange inside of the orange. So you can count the number of seeds inside of an orange, but you cannot count the number of oranges inside of a seed. Inside of you is fertile ground. You can plant in you whatever it is that you want to plant.
Wow.
And if you allow yourself,
it's becoming a bit of a gardening show, Keith. I think you need to step up your game. And, we're now talking oranges and seeds. Come on, man. Isn't this a Ponzi scheme? I want to know how to scam people. Well, you must give it to Kalpesh Patel. He did actually give you training on how to talk to people on the phone. Since when have we had that sort of training? This is all motivational stuff. It absolutely is shit, to be honest. This is the crappiest presentation I've heard for a long time. It better get better. And having a wee look at next week's meeting, it looks even crappier, mate.
to use your will to believe that is so. The physical, because of law, I told you success is governed by law. Because of law, the feeling that you had.
I watched a presentation the other week and the lady didn't realise. I can't remember if it was for Hyperverse one or another one I was doing. And she had the screen like this for a half an hour. It was horrible.
Must attract itself to the physical equivalent. It must. Everything is driven by law. Law equals feeling.
Law equals feelings.
Remember this.
I remember.
If you feel bad, you will produce bad.
Oh my God.
If you feel good,
Write
you
that
will
down,
produce good. What is the feeling you want to have?
I want a good feeling because I want you to hurry up.
Not what is the thing you want to have. What is the feeling you want to have?
I want to have sleep. I'm tired. It is now 1:15 in the morning. Come on, mate. Hurry it up.
Then you associate that feeling to the present state. You have the ability to go into the future, use your imagination, go into the future, experience what it is you want to experience and bring that experience back to the present, and you can live there. And the moment you get used to doing this every single day,
I'm going to do my emails.
whatever it is that you're experiencing in the mind, you will hold in your hands.
Praise the
I
Lord.
promise you that.
Thanks, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have for you. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Mr. Keith Williams. Sir, thank you for the opportunity of allowing us
Take a shared
to go
spread up,
ahead
will you?
and share with the community today. Definitely grateful for that. And
Yeah, brilliant. Wow.
Thank you.
What can
Wow.
I say? Both
What
of you,
can I say?
yourself, Sly Ronnette.
The same dribble every time you finish these presentations, Keith. You say exactly the same dribble. Amazing. You just took it to another level. You're on top of the world. You're on top of Des Amy's 50-story building.
Both of you. What I loved about the training states, real talk. I mean, I've seen it in a chat. You've inspired so many, but your stories, your experiences, now you can train on that in a positive way. I mean, it's inspired me. It's just like old school stuff, man. I love what you said about you're tired of going to the seminars, man, tired of taking those notes, man, you know, listening to the gurus. It's all about, you know, life experiences and actually doing the work, walking the talk.
Keith, you've got a birthday party to go to, so get to the point and get into the question and answers, and let's see the same 10 people come in and ask the same questions and say how wonderful these people are every week.
Stop listening to people, making it happen. And you too, as I said, are amazing. Been in our company, on this journey for just over a year, and you've got amazing results. And that I understand why now. It's the first time I've heard you both train. Wow. Powerful. Listen, guys, if you've loved the training today, just put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Tell us how much you've loved it. It's been amazing. You know, training is, you know, I love training because you can get so much every single week from training. It's just your mindset. It's your mindset. It's just your attitude to training. But you can find nuggets, golden nuggets every single week. You can sit here practically fall asleep if you want to, or you could be glued to the screen, listen to the information, and start making notes, and then start applying the things that you've written down. Go over your notes. But how many do that when they come to leadership? I mean, it's incredible. You spend an hour and a half, 2 hours here on a Saturday with us, but the number of people who just get pumped up, haven't made a note, and then that's it. By the end of the day, they've forgotten everything, and they're not pumped up anymore. Tomorrow, they're not fired up, they're not inspired, because they can't remember anything from training other than it was great. But you guys delivered. Again, it's up at that level. And that's what I love about training now, week in, week out now. We've got so much talent around the community, and you guys delivered today. I want to thank you really for just being with us an hour and a half.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, Keith's going to go off in a minute, so if you're thinking about just tuning off, wait until he gets into his rant, telling people off about not knowing the difference between leadership training versus technical training.
Absolutely fabulous. And, you know, I need to add nothing to that. I just need to say, wow,
Yeah, shut up.
please come back and help us out again with some training. I'd love to have you guys back. I mean, you were brilliant. Again, we'll have this available as a recording, guys, if you want to go over the information.
I got it. Don't worry. I can do that for you, Keith.
You guys were so open and honest about your journey.
How much money have you made to date? How much money have you got in your bank account from Hyperverse? That's what I'd like honesty with. I'd like to know how many millions you have made from scamming people. I know you've brought in $24 million to Hyperverse, but how much of that money have you put in your bank account? Or did you just put it back in and rebuy? Bet you didn't.
I mean, you know, Sly, some of the things you've shared is personal, very personal. And I love the fact that you...
Prison, twice. We've been listening to an ex-con who's running a Ponzi scheme, educating us on how to motivate ourselves to the new world. Good on you. Slay the dragon.
So it was the right platform, environment, the right time to share that information, because many of us who've never experienced maybe what you've experienced will say, well, you know, these are...
Well, Keith, you might experience this very soon.
Tough times. We don't know what tough times are, you know, and
right.
Just sharing your story inspires me, because I've had a journey, but nowhere near as tough as, you know.
I think the drug story was pretty cool, though. Oh, well, not cool, but that would be awful being brought up. I feel sorry for so many young people in America who get brought up in drug addicts' houses. It's amazing to get out of that. So, yes, I think you have done well, Slay, for yourself, getting out of that environment. Well done, you. You could have just been a drug dealer like they see in the movies. You got away from it. It's just a shame you got involved in a Ponzi scheme. But hey, maybe you can talk your way out of it when you get locked up. Imagine that. And they watch this video and they go, you were promoting Hyperverse. And you go, no, not really. It wasn't really a Ponzi scheme. Oh, I said, well, I've seen you on this video.
Some people have. But I know one thing I've learned from my journey as well, and it has propelled me, pushed me. And I made some changes a few years ago.
It's not about you, Keith. Next.
Because I knew I had to make those changes. I just need to make some tweaks, some little adjustments to the way I perform, the way my mindset was. I had to get rid of some habits that I developed. We all develop habits, but then I knew those were habits that I had to get rid of in order to be successful, in order for me to go back.
Just looking at Keith's t-shirt there, and he's got HyperPay, and I thought I'd go along to the bank and fill out a form for HyperPay. It's it's in United Emirates, and it's only available in 4 Middle Eastern countries, and it's been flagged as having no banking authority and no association with a bank. If you do a search on is HyperPay a scam, you'd be quite appalled that, because I remember when I talked to Keith face to face on a Zoom, he said to me, is HyperPay a made up bank? And it is. There's lots of information on the internet just to prove that's the fact. So I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents worth in.
Back on that journey, back on that really hard grind, I knew I had to change some things inside of me, which I did that. Just the littlest things, the smallest of things. I mean, I think now when I do things, I think, wow, you've learned, a new habit. When I reply to people, I always very polite. I get a whole bunch of stuff coming in on Telegram and WhatsApp. Some not very polite. Some people just go boom, straight, hit you hard. But I always try to be polite. That's right. I do. I tend to come back with politeness, with strength, with just a bit of authority, but not let anyone come at me. If you're having a bad day, great, you keep that bad day, but don't push it onto me. And I'll try to help you to turn that day around, your mindset around. Thank you so much, guys. There's so much we picked up.
You're welcome.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you both. Listen, we're going to close out very shortly. I'm going to just finish off, Del. If we just another 5-10 minutes. I know we've got any hands raised. I don't know.
We have
2 hands. I might go because I've got to finish on time today. Powerful training. I can't wait for the recording to come out. I want to go over it again. This is
cool.
Just old
Glad
school
you can tune
training.
in, Keith.
I love it. Really, really brilliant, guys. You guys, what a powerful, beautiful couple as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop saying thank you and get on with it.
Dale, let's see who we've got.
Marjorie on the first. Let's have a look.
Okay, guys, can you stick around? We might have a couple of questions for you two as well. Guys, this is not support, not technical at all. So if you've got questions, listen, I've been for the last 2 weeks doing calls for various leaders right across the community in my team and outside of my team. Now, it is your responsibility to plug yourself in. During training, I get lots of messages. People like they just woke up yesterday and they've been on the platform for a year. It's like, where have you been? So listen, you are responsible for the information that you gather here. You have to find the information. If your sponsor's gone AWOL, if your sponsor's gone AWOL, you need to find out who is in your upline that hasn't gone AWOL, and they will probably have a group that you could join. You should never be in this program without being on someone's group.
Oh my God, Mario, you're here again. One of another top 10. Can we see some new faces in here like we just did a minute ago and you cut them off?
How can you be here at leadership and not being part of anyone's group? It's your responsibility to find.
Mario will agree with anything Keith said. So the other day I was listening to a conversation with Keith talking to Mario, and Keith says to Mario, he says, "Did you realize the earth is flat?" Mario goes, "Oh, no, I didn't, but thanks for telling me."
Out. And if it takes you all the way to me,
Mario lives at home in his with his mother.
Or to Brenda or to anyone way up, then that's fine. It's your responsibility to do the work. You don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, can someone help me?" What kind of nonsense is that? It's just rubbish. It's your responsibility. If your sponsor's gone AWOL, ask your sponsor who their sponsor is. Ask the sponsor who's the upline VIP5 directly up to me. Find out if that VIP5 is here with us or not. It's your job. Can you do that over the next 24, 48 hours? And you then plug yourself in. I had someone say to me, "What does plugging in mean?" I mean, it's like, during leadership, what does plugged in mean? It means you need to be wired. You need to be close to the information. You need to know what's going on. And that way, then you can make an informed decision and you can stay in tune with all the information. If you're not plugged in, well, you're not even with us, really. You're just, every so often you might wake up and say, "Oh, I'm in hyper. Oh, what do I do next?" And that
You made your point, Keith.
across
You're getting
the entire
tired, mate.
community. I'm just putting it out there, guys, because I've worked my socks off over the last.
Oh, shut the fuck. Nearly said the swear word, didn't I? Yeah, shut up, mate. You should have actually thrown in the towel when Kalpesh ran away. It's all part of the exit strategy, though, this whole HyperNation thing. And now people have been forced to buy NFTs that are worthless pieces of shit. But really, you should have gone when Kalpesh left, mate, instead of going down with a sinking ship. And that's where you made your mistake, mate. You could have just... And the exit strategy I thought of the other day that would be brilliant to finish this, and don't steal my idea, Keith Williams, but if they deleted the website, if they deleted the YouTube channel, if they just deleted every social media platform that they set up, what would you do? Where would you get your correspondence from? And if they all destroyed their phone numbers and got new phone numbers and the whole leadership team, where would you stand? Nowhere, right? Anyway, back to Keith. Where are we up to, Keith?
2 weeks to get some information to the team leaders. And the team leaders should have groups and should be able to put little huddles together, little calls together, so that they can get their leaders and their team on and just pass that information on. I've been doing that for 2 weeks, and I've been getting corporate on the calls, and most of you have been on the call. But if your teams are not getting the information, it's your responsibility to put it together for them. Does that make sense? Don't wait for me to do another call. You got the information, then you need to then ensure that it's down through your organization. So that being said, let's take a couple of hands and let's see if we can get out by 5 o'clock. So who have we got?
First, Marjorie's iPhone first.
Okay, so we've still got Ronnette and Sly here. Marjorie, guys, can we keep it nice and tight? We've only got literally 20 minutes left. I've got to get to my sister's party before sundown. Okay, Marjorie. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Marjorie, hi, how are you?
I'm doing super extra fantastic, Keith.
Oh, good.
Yes.
First of all, I want to thank you for your courage for keep putting there for us, and thank you for the trainers today as well. I think it was a very positive training today. My only concern is like uh, the last time after I heard someone from the corporate, it's like I'm still a little bit confused because I am at a point where I
Watch Keith, man. This is priceless. I love question and answer. Keith is fuming now because this guy is asking a question about technical support, I think. So let's see where it pans out. I haven't watched this yet, so I could be wrong. But you can see how he gets really wild he gets this look on his face. Here we go.
I don't really know how to direct my leader community because I've been in. I'm a pro and I've been in for 4 months, but I have a group of 150 people. But now everybody is asking me what next because all of them they've been rebuying. They don't have any reward available. When the person from corporate said they're gonna
Look at Keith's face, mate. He's like his butt cheeks are clenched together and he's suctioned onto the seat.
give the priority to people who hasn't withdraw in the next few months.
Go on, cut him off, Keith. That's what Kalpish told you. Get ready to cut him off, get him off, onto the next person. And he says, let's see, go to Telegram. What are you going to tell him, Keith? This is going to be good.
But even if they,
We need to get your question out. What is the question?
Ooh. Get one question and you're out.
So how they gonna be able to get that 1x? Because all of them, they want to get to HyperNation if they can get they want 1x out of Hyperverse to get to HyperNation. So now,
if you watch the body language of all three of them on the top, it's priceless. They know this is a Ponzi scheme. They know it's scamming people. They don't care. They've got their money. They're sitting pretty, and now they've just got to do some what do you call it? Fight in the fire, put out the loose flames.
Since they've been buying, they don't have that available. How are they gonna do it? Are they gonna let them?
I'll quickly just cover this. It's been covered many times in the last couple of weeks. If they want to jump onto HyperNation, become a citizen in HyperNation, it
costs you $100, mate. You need to put more money in.
Passport. It is 100 USDT just for the yellow box that allows them to migrate when we launch HyperNation.
So just if you haven't been keeping up current events, everyone that's invested in Hyperfund, in Hyperverse, have basically not been paid out. So HyperNation, that doesn't want anything to do with Hyperverse's debt, has basically made a promise that if people sign up for HyperNation, they will endeavor to get people's initial investment out of Hyperverse. But in the meantime, they want you to purchase a passport where you don't get a referral code and you can't build or invite people to join and get the benefit of doing that. And then they will manually pay out people to get their initial investment back. But you can't do this until you sign up to the new platform and literally give them more money. So that's the funny part. All right, let's go back and see what Keith says. He's basically going to tell the guy to F off.
Across the HyperNation. That's the decision that they have to make. Now, a leader on here will have to make a decision regarding their team and how much of their team that they will benefit from in HyperNation. Again, we've covered all that in training. Are you part of any WhatsApp group, Telegram group? Do you have an upline VIP 5, 4, 3 that you talk to at all? Or are you just...
I do have a VIP 5 I talk to, but it seems like we all in the same boat. They still confusing as I am.
Who's your upline VIP 5 because they should be plugged in?
This is brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's in the call now. I see him in the call now as a VIP 5. So.
Can you have a chat with him? And if you need further information, we'll have a few more calls this week.
Remember the old saying, see you next Tuesday?
As I said, I've been doing back-to-back Zooms over the past 2 weeks just to try and get a little bit more clarity. And I would suggest that you jump on a call this week. We'll open it up a bit more. I'm going to now press on. Is that okay? You will
get him off.
get some more information this week. Thanks very much. We're going to go, is it Mario next and then Crypto Nana?
I am putting together a video on Grandpa Crypto as well, but I haven't finished it. But hopefully I'll get it finished before the end of the week. It's quite a good one. And now we've got Crypto Nana. Well, she's not very original. She's on here every week as well. And Mario, come on, just say that was amazing, Mario. Say what you normally say and say hi to your mother.
Good morning, Keith. How you doing? First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for who you are, where we've been. Ever since I've come into this platform, I've always seen this kind of attitude, these kind of leaderships, and everybody that's always here. Awesome stuff. I am very, very happy to say, first of all, that I am right up underneath Ronnette and Mr. Sly's downline. If it wasn't for them coming into this platform, I wouldn't be here. So it's all a destiny, my friend. And you know, I'm glad and thankful that you, Sly, went back to California and met this wonderful lady, because if not, then you wouldn't be here in Hyperverse. So you got to be thankful for that too, you know? So it's kind of like a big round thing. And
check out that lady's Grandpa Crypto Nana's earrings.
We were in a previous project. And unfortunately, I didn't get to meet you guys personally back then, but I am glad that I did get a chance to meet you. And
you're involved in another scam, Mario. We'll have to find out what that is. I must do a video about Mario, actually.
Everybody in this team. You know, Keith, I will say this. We've had a very, very positive attitude all along, and I've seen that in this team. And I think it resonates all the way down from Miss Brenda Chunga, who is very
Brenda Chunda
positive, and she throws that all the way down through the lines. And if it wasn't for this wonderful couple here, I wouldn't have met my top leaders, who are Cynthia and Billy Cook, who we've become friends, and we did finally meet the other day here in Galveston. We had such a great time with their kids and everything, and it was wonderful. You know, I'm not pissed off at all. Not at all. I don't have one PISS in me. You know, I've ever since I've joined Hyperverse, I've looked at everybody I've met and more, and I'm very talkative, I know, and I take over sometimes, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, shut up. Next.
But I'm happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that we're growing and going into the next phase. And I'm here to help everybody, and I'm proud to be part of this team. So Ronnette and Sly, congratulations. Awesome stuff. And by the way, Sly, I'm still reading this, man. And I think by the time I get to the end of this book, I'll finally understand, you know, and I want to apologize for not being in those groups those evenings, because sometimes I'm so exhausted. But I do read that, and I've read a couple of other books. And I'm like you, I hated reading, and I started picking up these books, and this one was the first one. Okay,
yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all have a great one. Okay,
yeah, mate. So I
look forward to meeting you guys one day, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Prison,
the
perhaps.
thing about it is that we all face challenges every single day. You know, whether it's personal, family. My father's going through a challenge right now. A few weeks ago, of course, we experienced challenges here in the leadership. But you know, it's how you tackle those challenges, how you see those challenges. You either see them as a obstacle or a hurdle that you can get over. You know, something.
Imagine it, Keith, that Kalpesh is now living in Dubai in a high-rise luxury apartment. He's probably driving a sports car. He's wearing Bosch clothing when I see him on the videos, and he's just doing the same old stuff. He's made millions of dollars. He's living, and he's probably now hanging out with other Ponzi schemers, because that's where they all live. And here you are, stuck in front of his computer running Zoom meetings all the time. It must hurt like a bitch.
You have to determine and decide on when it happens to you. Now, it was easy for me to say, well, listen, wow, you know, listen, leadership changes. We know that. Look at the United Kingdom. We got rid of our leader yesterday, or he resigned a couple of days ago. But he
Talking about Boris, not Kalpish.
was under pressure for a year or so. But sometimes leaders do need to move on. And in our program, we have made way because some of those leaders had to move on. But it's how you take and how you handle those changes and what you do about it. And I think we're growing from strength to strength because we're sorting out those that are for us, positive, those that believe that there is a future here, and those that maybe have lost faith, lost belief. But the most important thing is your decision, how you handle change. That's the most important thing. Yeah. And for me, that will determine your success in life and how you handle anything in life.
Yeah, shut up, Keith. Interesting enough, there's two new people on the over there. Those two people on the bottom. I haven't seen them before, so hopefully they are going to ask some mincy questions.
Everything is how you handle anything. So, Crypto Nana, you are next.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. I want to appreciate you for bringing such amazing trainers to us on Saturday morning. And Ronnette and Sly, just want to let you.
Just like church, isn't it? These are like the fathers or the ministers or the elders of the congregation.
All know that you were a gift.
Booby
Both you were a gift from God for me today. I was scheduled to be in a training which I had paid dearly for. Been in for the last 2 or 3 days. Didn't feel like going this morning. Didn't know why. I'm telling my son, I said, some kind of way I need to be on this training this morning, the leadership training. It was just what I needed. God revealed through you today what I am already doing. I couldn't understand over the last 10 or 15 years of my life why I believe so. When people say logically, that doesn't make sense. And it didn't, some of the choices that I had to make. But because I'm operating on the right side of my brain, and that is because I believe. I truly believe in your...
Oh, get me a bucket. Come on. Are you so weak-minded? Keep getting the money. Have you bought your NFT yet?
Story just it inspired me.
Oh, it's so nice. I fell for you. That's lovely. Next.
In so many ways, and I won't begin to dissect it because I know the message today was for me to keep going and for me to share. And not only just in Hyper, but in my walk with God, there's so many people who don't believe, and they need this kind of faith, they need this kind of push in their lives. So I'm grateful for you all, for your story. I mean, I've had that moment happen to me in my late 50s when I lost my job of 25 years. And I was sad for about a minute. And then I had that moment, like, so God set me free so that I can be on the mission to do what he called me to do. And I'm so grateful for Hyper. I'm grateful for the future. And when I saw that your diagram of that brain, it was like, one side, it was like HyperNation. Then the other side was like where we're coming from. So it's such a valuable thing today. I tell y'all what, this has been a blessing to me. I feel like I gained so much this morning to help me go forward in my walk, in my ministry, and in course, in everything that I do. So thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you, Keith. You're an amazing leader, and God bless you all. Thank you.
For now, how are you guys down there?
Great. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Always a pleasure.
Great leaders leading your country, Tonga. Fabulous leaders. I love your story. How are you guys?
Great. Again, thank you, Mr. Williams. Really appreciate today's training, and we're pushing so hard, so strong in the midst of recruiting, going after the whole country. And 100,000 populations may not be much, but it means a lot because that is a whole nations. And it is evident right now, our upliner and our VIB5 is not trustworthy anymore. But we're not going to get into it here, but I can honestly say that. But Julia, I appreciate Sly and Ronnette, because your testimony, especially Sly this morning, really give us the meaning, the redirect, how to go about recruiting, pushing forward. Because, Sly, you mentioned prisons. Prison does not really necessarily being in a prison, Nowadays, prison can be in your own house. Prison can be in the society, in the neighborhood, because it does, and it's sad to say it is due to poverty.
Oh, not the prison he was talking about, though, was it really? But you can be in prison. I mean, I mean, what really gets me, I mean, you sit here and stand here in front of a computer for 3 or 4 hours on a Tuesday night, and it's now 1:45 in the morning as I add my 2 cents worth in along the way. I love my freedom of being an entrepreneur, and I love the idea. I've had great years, I've had some lean years, and it's hard work. I mean, if I said to somebody who was working for a 9 to 5 that I'm going to stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, or I might do an all-nighter to get this video out, they would look at you like, oh, you can't continue on like that. But if you really want something, you work hard at it, and you might have to sacrifice, sleep. You might get stressed. Oh, burpees. So, but I love what I do. I love being able to wake up tomorrow morning when I want to. Well, my puppy wakes me up, but he will be tired because he's sleeping on my feet at the moment. I haven't been able to move my foot for the last hour. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So I sort of get where these people want the financial freedom, but these guys aren't just talking about financial freedom. They're talking about making millions of dollars. And he said, Slay the Dragon, he wants to be a billionaire. Nothing wants to stop him now. He's got that drive, But did you really want to get involved in a Ponzi scheme? I mean, these guys that are talking at the moment sound like they've lost their money, right? And you've got their money, right? I just think it's disgusting. And the next 3 ladies, I'll be interested to see if they're happy or not. And obviously, the islanders are very polite people. We're in New Zealand, so we get Fijians and we get Samoans and we get Cook Island people. They are the most loveliest people you ever meet. Now, these guys have been ripped off, but they trust people's word, and you're basically taking candy off a baby, and it's disgusting. So, and they're very polite, even though they probably lost money. I've heard of one island couple mortgaging their house for $30,000 and put it into Hyperverse. There's I don't know which, I'd have to look it up, but there's a king of one of the islands who's invested government money into Hyperverse. For God's sake, really?
And and corruption, so forth. But again, your story, we truly appreciate it because it really gives us the directions that we need to go about recruiting the poor country of Tonga. With that being said, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
So polite.
Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Love you guys, and I'll take your money any day, won't you, Keith?
Tiny Yetta. I think that's you. How you doing?
Hi, Keith. Yes, it's Tanyetta. I just spell it phonetically to make it easier.
Got it. That's why I read it phonetically. Brilliant.
Thank you so much for being making this available week after week. I haven't missed one, well, maybe one, since I joined in April.
Everyone seems to have joined in April, whether it was 2001 or 2000. No, it can't be 2000. Yeah, interesting. Anyway.
And I would just like to ask you if you have addressed the UBI piece, not necessarily here on this call, but in another training. Have you already addressed it? And if you haven't, will you please address the UBI piece that they mention a lot on the videos that they post on the Hyperverse, when you first come into your back office. In those videos, UBI is mentioned a lot. It's the only thing that makes me uncomfortable, and I just want to know, has leadership considered it, and has leadership talked to corporate about it?
I don't know what she's talking about. You obviously do. If you would like to explain what that is in the comments section of this video, it'd be much appreciated. Remember to put the timestamp for other people. So this will be slightly out, but at 1 hour 48. If you know what UBI is, please explain it and put the timestamp in it, because I'd be interested to know what she's on about. Notice the look. Every time somebody asks a question when they shouldn't be asking the question in a leadership meeting, Keith just, his butt cheeks squeezed together and he's sucked to the seat again.
And what does that all mean? Because UBI doesn't seem to play well into our financial freedom mindset. Again, when the time allows for that. but I just want to also acknowledge Ronnette and Brother Sly, Sister Ronnette. Thank you so much.
Sister, like, is that religious sister or are they sisters?
Took me all the way back to my metaphysical roots. My first mentors. I am from New Jersey, and I moved to California in my teens, and I met a metaphysical teacher who introduced me to the language that you were speaking, Sly. And one of the main philosophies that that stayed with me, because my mentor was an old barber, half Blackfoot Indian and a Black man, and he taught me those who know why will get the job, but those who know how are the boss. And so, you just really just reinforced everything that I learned in the latter part of my childhood. And, a lot of times you need to hear it again. Someone once said that a person's testimony, we get wrapped in it like the gauze wrapped around a mummy. We become mummified in our life experiences. And as we give our testimony, we unwrap a layer. So thank you for your testimony, unwrapping a layer of yourself and offering your transparency to us, who we may be mummified in our experiences, and you allowed us to release a layer. So peace and blessings to both of you, brother and sister. I hope to see you again. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Lovely.
Nice
and I'll
lady.
get that for you as well. I'll have a word. But Mrs. Bess, you're up next.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In my book, you've graduated from chief to paramount chief.
I'll look that up in Google. That means paramount chief.
Thank you so much for your love for the community. You have been steadfast. You've been steady. You've been consistent and constant. And that takes faith. I thank God for your faith. I thank God. I truly, truly thank God.
It's not church, sister.
For his love for us as a people.
Praise the Lord.
That he has given us you to lead us in this time.
Oh my God.
I didn't really.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God. That's nice.
A true leader.
Oh my God.
Shows up in times like this.
Times like this where we've lost all our money and you guys have taken it all.
Not when it's all good and everything is well. Yep. So I thank God.
How do you sleep at night, Keith Williams? How do you sleep, Slay? And Ronnette, you've got millions of dollars out of this. And here's a lady in here who really believes you guys. And she's crying about you got to have faith, because this means a lot to her. You're going to give her her money back? Make sure that the HyperNation people give her her initial investment back? Or have you just scammed her and you're going to take her money as you drive off in your Mercedes, eh? Not nice, guys. That's the people you hurt.
So much for you. And, we pray for you. We cover you. Always. Some of us have, it's amazing because it was in different teams as people come on in the family and they say they've been fasting and praying. So this family is intact in Christ Jesus. So I want to thank both of you.
See, they go after the religious people in the black community because they trust each other. And this is why they form this community. Shame on you three on the top. I think you're disgusting people.
Ronnette, your husband's testimony is a true testament
to a scammer.
Your respect and honor for him. Because we are a reflection of each other. I'm sitting here listening. I was just writing things down. So I mean, when
Oh, don't repeat this shit that you've just learnt on here. This is a prime example. It might seem a bit callous, but I'm a true believer of doing rather than educating. Yes, you can educate yourself, but then you need to put into action what you've actually learned and start doing. And it's quite hard to do, but some people get into the, these people that are still at university when they're at the age of 50, they're the ones I'm talking about. So, yeah.
you say life is a marathon, marathons have stages. Some people, when they reach mile 18, they can't go any further. Some people, when they reach mile 22.6, left with 2 miles, they can't go any further. So I just thank you so much. There were so many nuggets. I'm gonna read what I wrote down so that I'm over my 2 minutes already, I think. But here's what I wrote down. Logic has no faith.
Logic has no faith. So that's blind. Just keep blind leading the blind and listen to what you have been taught and just keep doing it. Right?
And faith has no logic.
Faith is
If I give you my testimony that my car was banged up and God fixed it, I just heard
God's a mechanic?
boom, and the car was fixed. You cannot, a logic mind cannot conceive that.
Did that really happen?
What you see, you can count the number of seeds in an orange, but you cannot count the oranges in this.
You should get a tattoo and get it tattooed on your arm, an orange, and you put cut in half orange with a whole lot of seeds in it, because that's priceless. That does not resonate with me whatsoever. The orange one, mate. Sorry.
So and when you said that, I thought about, wow, if we were not in hyperverse,
you would be a lot more better off financially.
We wouldn't even have known about.
Oh, the leadership meetings are priceless. You should be grateful that you get access to these meetings. In fact, all the money that you were promised and all the money that you invested into Hyperverse, you should be grateful just being able to come into these meetings. I'm grateful that I can get access to these meetings. Thanks, guys.
MOF, HVTs, and if we were not in Hyperverse, for me, what I've been telling my team is that this is a gathering season. If you could not afford Bitcoin at 60,000, it's 20,000. Is it time to gather it?
No, don't do that. I think Bitcoin's got a lot more bleeding to go yet. And it's getting quite expensive to keep the mining going, isn't it? Imagine if that fell over. What would you do then? Oh, it won't fall over. Blockchain. Oh. How does it run, the blockchain? On computers. Really powerful, high energy, not very good to the environment computers. Imagine them running out of money. Poor old Ryan. He'd have to get a battery-powered computer to run the blockchain, eh?
If you could not afford HVT at 10 HU, is it not time to gather it? I think.
Yeah, everyone, go out, because she's not offering financial advice. This is not financial advice, but go out and buy some HVT, eh? Or get some MOF. It's going cheap at the moment. You'll be rich soon.
Thank you so much.
Next.
That you took the time
Gail,
to share with us.
Get her off.
And I want to tell you this honestly. I'm in Maryland, so I wouldn't mind driving the 4 hours to New York to come and glean from you guys.
Yeah, move in.
3 days.
Go stay. Fantastic. Next.
Thank you so much.
See you in person.
The last two before we close out at 5 o'clock. Sorry, guys, but I have to leave at 5 and at least celebrate the afternoon with my sister. Ayana, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing awesome, doing great. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share. Thank you for who you are, to the incredible leadership, to Sly and Ronnette, who are my personal sponsors. And yes, I was at that event a long time ago that Mr. Corley talked about, where there was a waterfall and a guy and a billionaire in a magazine. I was there too. And look at that. We are still here together today.
Yippee-yay,
So
mother.
I'm just excited to know them, excited about this training. My question, I'm going to keep it real short, was when is part 2? I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride, right? And the roller coaster was going chuck, 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 chuck. And it was going up. And I said, woo, we climaxed, we came back down, and we were going back up the hill again. I need more. So we're going to need part 2 on that, because I was just taking notes. And
everyone takes notes. I don't take notes. Am I the only one that don't take notes? Why the hell would you take notes of this rubbish? Oh, I don't use toilet paper. Much more. It's got to be, at least it has a double use.
And the young lady touched upon it a couple of people ago when she mentioned about it took her back to some things that she learned in childhood.
Oranges have pips.
And a lot of us on the call, it's 1,000 people on the call, a lot of us probably are saying, she learned that in childhood? I didn't learn that. Because it's things that aren't even taught. If they taught this in school as part of the curriculum along with math.
All right, a bit of a break. I'm just going to clap. Here we go. That's it. Thank you. That will help me edit quickly and I won't be up all night long. Right, back to this lady who's raving on about them.
And science, just think about how the world would be. A whole semester, a whole year needs to be on the brain and how it works, since we all have one, but nobody talks about that part, right? And so I just want to say thank you. Like I said, I'm going to keep it short. I look forward to the next chapter, part 2, bringing them back in to hear more on just how we work and how we operate. One of the things I want to touch upon, what you said, was we don't know what the process looks like. We want to get to the millionaire and the billionaire status. And Sly said it. He said it best. He says, well, this is what it looks like to get there, because all these connections and all these people that we would have never met in the past, whether it's in this platform, somewhere else, wherever it is, it's all about the network and the people that you meet and along the way. So thank you for allowing.
This gravy train has already left the building. This is not the billionaire status one. All right, just letting you know that.
On me to share. And the lady said for 4 hours, it might be about 3 days. We're in California. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. And we're going to end with the Tater. Tater.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if you still remember me, Keith, from last year. I came on to, I think, a couple of your trainings, and there was one day that you were trying to make sure who is going to be VIP 5 by a certain amount of time, months. And then I told you I will be a VIP 5. And so I am so grateful to the people above me and below me that make me.
Oh, what is it with the criers today? We don't need criers. Can you cry somewhere else, please? I mean, you're grateful because you've pushed your way and wormed your way up to 2,000 people you've managed to scam. And you're now VIP 5, and you're emotional that you've made a whole lot of money that you'll never be able to collect. It's shocking. And that means 2,000 people have lost their money, and you're now an emotional wreck. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well done, young lady, as Faulty Towers would say. Right, how do we make a ward-off salad? Basil? Was it Basil? Yeah, it was Basil. No? Yeah, I don't know.
A VIP 5. And for that, I strongly felt that this is what God gave me to do.
Oh my God, God.
People.
Jesus.
Thanks to P now and Seth there, I talk to them almost every day. And we strong, even though the leaders are going astray, we try.
Kalpesh Patel is living in Dubai, was getting paid $10 million a month, now lives in a high-rise, swanky apartment, drives a lovely sports car, and he's the one that's taken all your money. Da, da, da. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be happy about that, should I? That's a very sad moment.
Stay strong. And listen to you, Keith. We believe in you.
Listen to Keith, because Keith's made millions, and he's here to help you, as long as you don't ask him any curly questions that he doesn't want to answer today, because it's his sister's birthday.
We've been told not to recruit, not to fund.
But I did it anyway. You still go to Hyperverse and buy tickets at the front door. Just the bank's empty at the back. The vault is empty, but the tellers are still taking money in the front door. And now we're going to start up another bank over the road. Go invest your money over there, but don't take any of the money from Hyperverse. You have to leave it there. And then once you get yourself set up over here, we're going to bring that money over, which isn't there anyway.
Anymore, not to rebuy. But I haven't heard you keep saying, don't do that. So with Art Williams this morning, just do it.
Oh, yeah, keep selling the shit. That's right. Just keep selling it. Don't worry about ethics. Don't worry about it. Just keep selling the stuff, and it's not your problem.
Just do it.
Do it.
And that answers my question. I want to keep it short. I know it's 10 o'clock right now, which is 5 o'clock right now.
It's 2 a.m. in the morning in New Zealand.
Probably where you're at, Keith, but thank you for being a great leader.
Fantastic scammer. A leader.
This couple here, thank you so much for your stories.
Oh, give me a hug. Give me a hug. I'll give you a hug. Give me a hug. Hug.
Looked and sounded like my stories, but there's no way I can tell my story today because I will take a whole hour or two. So thank you so much, Keith.
Bye.
I come last night.
What?
I was up in your meeting.
Oh.
At 3 o'clock my time.
Boom.
I don't know what is it your time. I think 3 o'clock in England.
Mate, you are lucky, Keith, because you probably don't realise this. I have access to everything that you have given out because I do. And I just can't below getting up at 7 a.m. in the morning and going into one of your leadership meetings like I did once. So you're lucky, really, aren't you? It's not I don't have access. It's just I can't below going into your meeting. I went into one last some meeting the other day. A couple of videos back, if you are watching this, go back about 3. I crashed a meeting, but I purposely started messaging in the chat box, and they go, Danny DeHickson here, and he's trying to, it was a Hyperverse one. Yeah, it was really funny, but they cut me off after a while. But I forgot the people who did that. I've got their names on the video. Anyway, back to this rubbish.
I was there and I listened and listened. I try to be in all the calls and trainings that I could be in. And to be honest with everybody who is here today, I have, out of all the networking I have done, I cannot count anymore how many I've done, but I have never felt so loved and so rich in my entire life in the world. So Thank you so much to Hyperverse, HyperNation, HyperFun, Hyper everything. I am so grateful that I am where I am right now and will continue and continue till the end. Nobody has said we have ended. So Keith and the couple today, thank you, Art, for reminding me today, just do it. Just do it. Thank you so much. I have so much love for everybody. The people of Tonga are depending on Hyperverse, HyperNation right now. Wow. I love you guys.
Wow,
I love you all.
Tonga.
Thank
That's
you.
I think it's the Prince of Tonga.
And,
I think it is the Prince of Tonga. I'm pretty sure it's him who's invested in Hyperverse. Unreal way.
Hyper's done so much good. I mean, we tend to focus on the challenges right now.
I tend to focus on the people that have lost their money rather than the people that have got their money. And that's where we probably differ, Keith? Because I'm really feeling for the people who thought it was a way of getting 3 or 4 times return on your investment. And you're more for the people that have got the money and are living the lifestyles. And you're saying you've changed people's lives, but you seem to forget about it's like a bomb, isn't it? It's like you want to get through something and you've got this massive bomb sitting right in front of you. Oh no, a rock. You've got this rock and it's in your way and you just blow the shit out of it, don't you, really, to get where you want to go. Yeah, and that's what you do. You just, at all costs, these guys want to get rich and they don't care what they do and what carnage they cause from behind, because they want to stay focused and keep going forward. I couldn't sleep at night. I don't care. I'd rather live in a cardboard box in New York Square than, I don't know if that's a good place to have a cardboard box, than scam somebody, knowing that I've scammed people to make my living or make a killing.
And I'm looking back, I've been here 2.5 years, and I'm here because I love the community first. First of all, God has placed me in the place to...
God, for God's sake, mate, are you serious? Do you really think that God is helping you be here today? Are you mental?
Right place at the right time. I give thanks every day, but I also know that I have a responsibility and I'm committed to the community first. And of course, I have to give thanks for everything that it has done for so many. And it's my responsibility to stay here to ensure that we see our way through these difficult
Titanic
times. And you need leadership when you've got difficult times. You need a captain, you need a number of captains, you need people to help with steering this vehicle, this ship, in the right direction. And you also need to support the company. I was just talking to somebody in the chat. What is the alternative to belief and hope? What is the alternative?
Get a job. Build a business up from scratch. Start small, think big. Nothing wrong with that. But don't sit there and go to your friends or family or aunties and uncles and tell them to invest in a Ponzi scheme, you losers.
If the alternative is no belief, no hope, you might as well leave now.
These guys in this window right now, Keith said that they've been responsible for bringing in $24 million to Hyperverse. They have gathered and recruited people, and collectively they have brought in $24 million. Now, Keith is at the top of Hyperverse, or HyperNation, or HyperFund, or Colin Star Group, or Tech Group, whatever it's called. And how much money has he brought? So these three people here are responsible for millions, and they think they deserve a pat on the back. They deserve to be punched in the face. Glad I said that.
And say, well, I didn't do well there, or I've done extremely well, and it's time for me to move on. That's the bottom line. There's no in between.
You nailed it. It is time for you guys to move on. Delete the website. You know, I still believe that you guys have actually started this scam. And the whole lot, Sam and Ryan may not even exist. They may have been paid to use their names. And this whole scam has been brought up by people who've been multi-level marketers. There's Hyper One. There's literally hundreds of scams coming out now. And this is just one of the big ones that got traction. And these scams are just people who keep preaching and keep preaching and keep preaching, and they build momentum. It's disgusting. And they're all going to go to prison. And Bitcoin Rodney is the first person that will go to prison for this, and you guys will be running away like a squirrel with your tail up your ass.
So you have to either believe that things are going to get better.
No, they're not.
They're going to fix things. They're going to improve. You either believe that, or you give up hope and have no belief, and then don't come on these calls. You know, you can go and spend your Saturday afternoon.
That's what you want. It'd be a perfect exit strategy. Why don't we start up a stupid Ponzi scheme and have a guy running around with a mask on? People will think that the company's falling apart and they'll leave us. That's a good idea. But then they followed you into that, didn't they?
Morning, go around the shops, hang out. And if you haven't done well here, or if you felt that this has been an experience that's just cost you, then listen, life, it happens. Things happen.
Yeah, if you've lost your money, you're not going to get it. Go away. Thanks for the money. It helped build us, our fortunes. That's what they're saying. They don't care stuff about you. If you really think, like Mark Gardner, if you ever get watch the Australian one, watch one of my videos. I talk about Mark Gardner. He had $83,000 hooked up into Hyperverse, and he still believes that HyperNation are going to come back and give him his rewards. You're mental. You are stupid if you think this is the case. Don't give these guys any more money. You shouldn't have invested in here. And if you did manage to make money and you're going, but I made money, all the bots that were going on to my YouTube channel and posting comments have stopped. Wonder why that is. They were using all these fake bot AI stuff, messaging around, spreading the word. It's just disgusting. Anyway, carry on.
If I look back over my last 40 years, listen, I have lost a lot. But I've bounced back. I've never stayed down, and I've always kept hope and belief for the forefront of my mind. You can always pick yourself up. But these guys are still here. That gives me inspiration. That inspires me. That keeps me motivated. That keeps me connected. That
keeps me in a job.
Keeps me focused on what I have to do here as leader. You guys are great leaders. Look at your fabulous team, and it's just amazing that we have such great leadership, and we are going to lose leaders.
Yeah, you keep saying that every week, like it's not like something you want, or it's something you're willing to happen. That's a better way of saying it, Danny. It is literally like that. It's just amazing.
Because I put it in a chat a few weeks ago, when another opportunity comes along, right, you know, that's when leaders, so-called leaders, get tested. Because they'll look at this and say, right, I've got another opportunity, and they lose faith, belief. They do not have your back behind your back. I put a message out to say, those are the individuals that will always be looking for another opportunity. I've been 40 years in business. I've seen a lot of opportunities. I've been in a lot of opportunities. When you know you've got to your final destination, your last stop, then there's no point in looking around. You make it long, you make it count, you put everything in, so you don't have to look anywhere else. And many of you are in that situation right now where you don't have to look anywhere else, but some will still have their heads turned. For me, the most important member here right now are the members that are yet to receive their initial back. We understand that. And if you're a leader here... Wasn't that
meant to happen on the 15th of July, and now they've extended it 10 more days? So theoretically, I had a lady telling me that, oh no, they're going to pay us that money on the 15th of July. And I'm going, oh yeah, and it's never happened, and now they've extended it out again. It won't happen. It's just because they're selling NFTs, and that's what they want. They need cash. They need money. It's a burning cash.
You have a lifestyle that has changed as a result of your success here. Hang on, because these guys are working on a plan to help.
Got to have faith, because we're all religious people and we believe everything that people preach, and we got to have faith. And they're just paralleling this to religious beliefs, and this is like a cult that you're part of.
You as well. But if you have a team, focus on the individuals in the team who are yet to get one times or yet to withdraw. And they said that's their focus.
Imagine being part of a Ponzi scheme and you're just hoping to get what you put back in, and it's not going to happen either.
Focus as well. And HyperNation are for those who want to move across and be part of a new direction, NFTs, and they've identified that as a...
NFTs are the biggest, dumbest thing ever, man. NFTs are over. My statement. They're worthless. I bought comics, right? I bought one comic for $450. At one point, that comic was selling for $1,500. And then I just sold the comic the other day for $180. And then I bought comics that were selling for the same price. I bought one for $2 that once upon a time, 6-8 months ago, would have been selling for probably $2,000 or $3,000. And I bought one for $2. They don't hold their value. And they're only as good as what people are willing to pay. So you think your Hyperverse NFT, which is just a scribble on a bit of a hoo-ha, is going to be worth anything? Absolutely not. Who's going to buy it off you? It's crazy.
Marketplace where there's going to be significant growth. Either you believe it or you don't.
The metaverse and the ecosystem that they were selling you initially hasn't been talked about for ages. It's just a load of bullshit, and everything built on the blockchain, it's just crap. It's like a video game and everyone's buying into it.
Either this is something that you believe in or you don't. If not, there are a plethora of opportunities out there that have not been tested that you can take your chance and jump on and see how you get on. But I guarantee there's been no money, there's no deals that's a no money down deal anywhere else. You're going to have to put something in to get something out. Would you agree? And if that's the case, and
would you agree? He says that all the time.
That's where you are right now. You have to make the decision. All I'm saying here, right, guys, is I am here planted with great leaders like you, and we've got a tremendous support team right across the community. I'm not here by myself. I'm here with a wonderful, wonderful group of leaders, and that's what I love. I'm a team player. I'm a guy that's in the field, on the front line. I love movies like Spartacus, like Gladiator. I'm a team player. I'll be on the front line. I'll be taking the arrows and the bullets if necessary, and I'll get up every...
You're a hero, Keith. You're also our chief scammer.
Day, and I'll bounce back because that's what I do best. And guess what? When these times, well, listen, after the bull run, after the bear run, you'll get the bull run. It will come at some point. Question is, how many of you will still be here when we turn that corner?
Yeah, that's right. That's what they used to do when I was a Jehovah's Witness. They used to tell us that when we died, we would be resurrected onto a paradise earth. And that was, we never feared dying because we were told we're going to live on a paradise earth. We're going to be resurrected. Babies, everyone that ever died was going to be brought back to the earth to live on a paradise earth forever and ever. So same sort of deal, really. They just make all these promises that you have to believe.
How many of you, when we start to see good times, will still be here? It's unfortunate. Some have already gone. And they might be even praying and hoping that this whole thing just collapses. Well, they can continue to.
Yep, I'm one of those. Sooner the better, on to the next scam. As soon as people are used to this scandemic that's going on at the moment, the better, in my point of view.
We might have dolls and they're sticking pins in those dolls right now. But guess what? We're standing strong. We're standing.
You don't need to worry though, Keith. You've already got your money. You've got your millions out. We've got numerous videos of you saying that you were transferring money left, right and centre out of Hyperverse. And then you were theoretically telling people to rebuy. And here you are siphoning as much money as you can out. What's that all about?
Because we are not going anywhere. They went, not us. And for me, most important.
Boy, you can hear how bitter and twisted he is really about Capiche, isn't it, eh? He managed to scam the company, if it is him. I'm presuming, I haven't got any facts, but it's definitely, there's another video on the internet I watched and they were saying that Capiche was getting $10 million a month out of Hyperverse.
As I said, members, the ones that are yet to be made whole, and us, the rest of us have a responsibility to support the company if you still believe and have hope. So that's how I'm going to close out the call, guys, because I get a lot of stuff coming in on my phone every single day. And I have just learned how to just have a thick skin and just handle whatever comes at me. Yeah. But Sly, I loved your picture of the brain. I love that because, yeah, you got the logical slide in the left-hand side, the right-hand side, the creative side. I love that. I've seen that picture before. Beautiful, guys. What a great training today. I want to thank both of you, Ronnette and Sly, for delivering, a training that you knocked it completely out of the park. That's called a Grand Slam home run. Love it. Thank you so much for everything. Dale, I want to thank you again for just being ever present. Again, this is teamwork, okay? Dale's part of our team. He's always there in the background. Jackie is, and we got great leaders right across our community that are putting work in and, think about you first. And as I said, for me, I'll continue to be here as long as you want me to be here. And that's the bottom line, guys. So thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'm off to try and get the last hour of the barbecue while the sun's out, before sundown. But I want to thank everybody for being on our call today. We maxed out again before 10 a.m., before 3 p.m. We probably had a good number on the overflow as well. Please come back, guys, and deliver some more training for us in the future. I want to thank you for your just your servant leadership as well. We're all grateful for you and for all the other leaders as well. Leadership next week again, guys. It's going to be hard to top that one, but I'm going to try and do that.
It looks like a crap meeting next week. I don't even feel like doing it. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes of dribble. And the guy's got the worst background in a Zoom than I've ever seen. And the worst thing about it, it's a low DPI, so it's going to be crap. So if you really want to watch the video next week, do, and I will let you know if it's any good. Anyway.
As I say goodbye from us, you can say goodbye to one another. Dale, I want to say thank you again. Jackie.
Yes, thank you.
Sly, Ronnette, thank you so much.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, family.
Dale.
Thank you, community. Love you. We appreciate you.
Love you all.
Love you too.
One family, one love, one hyper. Take care, everybody.
Oh, there's no bye-byes. Well, how about that? Well, there you go. I'll put some music on for you. I'm Danny DeHeck, and I hate Ponzi schemes, and I hate people getting scammed out of their money. If you want to help me save the world, then hit like, post a comment below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do that, it helps send out this very video to the masses. Now, if you are watching this and you spent 3 hours and 35 minutes of your life watching this, I'm sorry. I spent a long time preparing it as well. So what I would recommend, if you are thinking about going on to one of those leadership meetings and doing a presentation, I will hunt you down. I will find your Facebook page or find your LinkedIn profile, and I'll exploit you, and I'll make sure when anyone searches your name that you come up everywhere on the internet, and you'll never have your privacy back again, and you'll be known as a Ponzi scammer. Ponzi scheme scammer, that's a word. So, hey, thank you for listening. As I said, please just hit the like, if anything. What else would I like from you? Nothing really. Appreciate your support, and I hope I haven't offended anybody, but it just makes me sick to the stomach when I see people ripping off other people. All right, that's me, and thank you for watching. I won't go on like Keith. I'm trying to finish this off. I should tell you a joke, shouldn't I? Oh, I hear about the horse that walks into the bar, and the barman said, "What's with a long face?" That's my joke for the day. Have a good one. Dad jokes. Good night. And by the way, it's 22 minutes past 2 a.m. in the morning. So hopefully I'll get this online in the morning. So have a good night, morning, afternoon. See ya. I'm Danny the Head.